Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another fantastic night of SciFi Vision Presents Fandom Access. Here's me and Karen. Jamie will be with us later when we get into Wayward and Marvel Zombies. We're going to do Invasion first.
We are. How are you? How was your week? Good?
Good, I guess. Normal, yeah, I'm sure you know, the older we get, the quicker the shit goes. It's like
Yeah,
I feel like it was just yesterday when I talked to you guys last week, so.
I know. And we had a lot less TV to watch this week, so.
No, we had more TV to watch this week. We had the 4 episodes of Marvel Zombies to watch.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I guess less than we usually do, right?
Well, yeah. We're ramping up a little bit.
Yeah. So, all right, so we might as well jump in. We're going to take Invasion first, right?
Yes.
So this was episode 307, right? I forget the name of it. Do you remember the name of it?
Nope.
Okay, I'm looking up really quick. It is called, I have no idea what it's called. Outpost 17. It's called Outpost 17 because that is where we are located. They've like, I think to begin, we're still in the helicopters, right? And the helicopters like are flying through the dead zone, and they like get this really cool view of the mothership, which we have seen before, right? But see how tiny the helicopter is right there?
Yeah.
In the middle. I actually, when I first started watching this, I was like, wait, this looks really familiar. Have I seen this before? This looks so familiar. And then I realized this is my second watch. I'd already seen it. like I guess on Friday or Saturday, maybe Saturday afternoon, I watched it. And then yesterday I was like, wait, is this a flashback? And I was like, oh no, this is my second watch.
That's funny.
But they run out of fuel and they like have to walk it into Outpost 17. Right. And I'm going to pull up, I've been really bad about, so early in the season, remember I did a little interview with Simon Kinberg, right? And they had Apple sent me all the production notes about like how they like did the show and like where it's shot and everything. And I haven't really been looking at it. And there was some really good information about where they shot this in Canada and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, I should be like pulling this stuff up and like reviewing it. So I'm going to pull that up while we're talking and see if there's anything really interesting that I can weigh in here. But anyway, so they get to this old abandoned base, which is kind of cool, I guess, right? I actually also accidentally read the spoilers for the season. So I wouldn't say anything. And then I spoiled myself on like one or two things that have already happened or one or two things that like I wish I didn't know about. So I'm going to find this. But in the meantime, so how'd you like this episode? I enjoyed this episode, I think, right?
Yeah, I liked it. I felt like stuff was happening. I mean, it was pretty obvious that Trevante was going to have taking over.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, for soldiers, they're a bunch of bitches. Like they are infighting and ready to attack each other, at a moment's notice. And like, it's just like, they're just like, where did, Hollander? Where the hell did he find them? Or did he just go and grab like the only ones that were dumb enough to even attempt anything?
Yeah.
Like he just they are the worst.
Yeah, like what happened to chain of command, right? Like, and I realized that Trevante isn't their commanding officer, but remember how I was complaining last week about how mean they are to him and like what's that all about and why are they not why are they being such jerks to this poor guy who like basically he in fact saved the earth, right? And they're such jerks to him. And then, yeah, you're right. They're like fighting all the time amongst each other and they're like freaking out. They're very undisciplined. I think we speculated last week that they that maybe a lot of soldiers got killed in the last 2 years, and they maybe are not dealing with like the most experienced soldiers that they could have. I don't know, maybe, right?
Yes.
But you're right. They're a little white. They are very they really are losing their shit all the time. And they're so you can see in the background here, that guy's name is Tucker. That guy on the left side, you see like Travante in the middle, and that guy on the left is Tucker. So his role kind of like amps up a little bit this episode.
Yeah, so, I mean, technically, he's the ranking officer. So
yeah. So Apple only gave us like 6 photographs this week, or 5 photographs. So I don't have a lot to jump around to. And there's not a good shot of like, they get inside Outpost 17 and there's like dead bodies everywhere, right? And it seems that everybody shot each other, which it is maybe not, again, that's a thing we've seen before. Like it happens. I feel like we watched a show recently where, okay, so how many times does like Enterprise like board a deserted ship and like it looks like they killed each other, right?
Yeah, it does happen quite often.
It happens quite often. It's not the most original idea, and yet it was still kind of scary and cool, right?
Yeah, especially once it started happening to them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm having a problem with my computer here for a second. Give me a second. It's not letting me switch account. Okay. I'm going to talk to myself while I look up these notes, but it's pretty cool. I mean, so I think they shot this at like a deserted military base somewhere in Canada that has been around since like the Cold War, I think. And they found a place that was kind of like, hang on, I'm sorry, my computer, I'm like every now and then we have problems with these computers, right? So I kind of like the site. I kind of like the way it looked like Outpost 17 had been abandoned for like maybe quite some time. Which I guess it has been abandoned for like 2 years, right? Maybe. I don't know. But well,
we don't know how long it's been like that.
Well, you're right. It could have been abandoned since World War II, and then they just like reactivated it to use it for.
No, but I mean since they all attacked each other, you know what I mean? Like it could have been last week.
Oh yeah.
For all we know.
Yeah, could have been something like that. So, all right. Well, I can't like figure out what I'm trying to do here on my computer, so I got to pay attention and stop distracting everybody. So yeah, they get in there. It looks like everybody's killed each other, and so Nikhil plays a pretty big role in this episode. I went out of my way to find a picture of this guy because there are like no pictures of Nikhil like for this entire season. I checked like every press photo that they've given to us for the past like every episode for the whole season, and there are no pictures of Nikhil. And so I don't know why. He's a very I mean, he plays a kind of a big, is this him? No. He plays kind of a big role in this episode, I think, or he's always got like a big role sort of like behind the scenes, right? And it's Nikhil who says like, Travante, you've got to take control here. Right? Nikhil is like, let me get this picture off of here. Nikhil's like, Travante, it's up to you. You need to be the guy to like take control of these guys and take the lead. And it's kind of a big deal for him, right? Like he's been very, very PTSD-ish. I thought it was about time, right? You mentioned it earlier. It's like about time, right?
Yeah, I got to say, though, it was very interesting when Tucker decided to take Anisha and Clark and Langston and put them, Langston I understood, but Anisha and Clark, like Javante didn't say shit, which Jamila called him out for, and he's like, I can make sure nothing happens to them. That's the best I could do right now. Which, I guess, I get his point because he wasn't in charge, so he had a he's walking a fine line, I guess. But as soon as he was in charge, the first thing he did was he went and got them. So.
Yeah, I guess that's why. I mean, he didn't, in like last week's episode, like he didn't vouch for them at the airport last week either. He vouched for Jamila, really, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't really. I mean, I guess he never really. I guess the first time he ever met has he ever met Anisha before this season?
Yes. Yeah, when she let him out of the cage.
Oh yeah, she let him out of the cage last season. That's right. Yeah. And he doesn't vouch for them. And in this episode, it really requires Jamila to kind of like force him to vouch for those two, right? And he only you're right. It's after he assumes command that he speaks up for them. But he also is a little bit like, oh look, if we go to the dead zone, we're gonna need a doctor, and she's a doctor, and Clark has skills too. Now, he doesn't, I guess, want to come right out and say Clark led the movement because maybe Army guys would not be cool with that.
Very happy about that, yeah.
Right? So he doesn't say that. But in the meantime, while they were locked up with Joel, he basically gives them the cult line, right? He explains to Jamila that he believes that everyone who's died is in the spaceship and we'll all be reunited. The aliens are going to reunite us.
Now I gotta say, that is some crazy thoughts. Like that's just insane. It's all right. It's one thing if you believe in God and you're going to go to heaven and you're going to see your loved ones again. Fine, because that's divinity, okay? That makes perfect sense. Believing that your loved ones that were stabbed by
aliens,
the bots, the hunter killers and the drones and everything, people were massacred, and you think they're now in the mothership waiting for you? How does I don't understand how that thought process even.
Yes, and I also feel it's a little circular because you're going to be the aliens will reunite with people that they killed in the first place, right?
Yes.
Which
means why don't you just get yourself killed by the aliens? You see them that much sooner.
Yeah, it's not like they came down and they're like, your mother who died 10 years ago is up there and be reunited, or people who disappeared.
You know what it is, I guess, you look at Mitski, and as much as she wanted to believe that her girlfriend was still alive, in her heart she wanted to believe it. In her head she knew the truth, So she wanted, she was able to deny the alien what they wanted. Whereas Marilyn and her crew are all like, yes, it's so true. It all makes perfect sense. I'm going to believe this because the floaty bubbly thing.
I mean, I guess maybe is there some level of this that we're flawed people, so they kill you and take you up to the ship, and then you come back as a better person? In which case, you're right, AJ. Why would you not then try to be killed by the aliens,
right?
So you could be redeemed, right?
That's I don't know. Their belief structure is very thin for me, but then again, it's a cult.
Yeah, and it's a cult, or if you want to call it a religion, that's only existed for 2 years. Christianity had 2,000 years to plug the holes.
Yeah.
Judaism had I don't know how many millennia to plug. It's not an ancient religion that has had many years to explain all this stuff, right? And it's not a religion. It's I mean, is it a religion? I think it's a cult. It's a right. So. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but Joel is all in on it. And Joel, is this Joel? These photos are so tiny. Joel's yeah, Verna's not coming for me. She's coming for all of us. And I kind of really, didn't you love Jamila's retort there?
Yeah. Jamila has the best some of the best lines, like because she speaks the truth, and like the obvious thing, like Jamila's really the audience because she constantly says shit that's like we're all thinking, and it's like she's like, why is nobody else thinking this? Like,
yeah, right. Like this girl is gonna call it like she sees it, and just say.
and like, and when the one soldier, I love what she said to the one soldier when the one soldier said, I don't remember what the soldier said to her. She goes, because she calls her a kid, and Jamila's like, you don't look much older than me.
Like, yeah. And she's right. She's like, she's in college. She's like 18, 19, 20, right?
Yeah.
She's probably like 18. She probably was like, if she was like 16 when the invasion happened.
Yeah, she's definitely 18 or 19. And I would say that woman soldier, maybe 23, 24, like she's not wrong. Like she's not that far ahead of her.
Yeah. Yeah. And she said in an earlier episode, she said, I haven't been a kid since those things landed here.
Right.
Like they all grew up really fast, and she's not a kid, and she survived on her own with no adults on the road for like at least a year, right? So yeah, I just love when she says like when Luke gives her his whole like cult, religion, redeemer, blah, blah, blah. And she says, I'm going to burn your redemption to the ground. I'm going to burn your whatever word he's using. She says, I'm going to burn your
redemption.
Redemption to the ground. Yeah. She's very, she hasn't had a lot to do really in the past 2 episodes, except for like nobody really has, right? They've sort of been on this like moving from point A to B, and it's mostly been Travante at the center a little bit, right? And people haven't done a lot. This was an episode finally where people were able to like do some stuff. But Jamila, I'd like to see Jamila have a little more to do, a little more of like an active kind of
you know what though? She doesn't. You know what though? She doesn't need to because she's one of the brains. You know what I mean? Like she really thinks things through. Like she's not a doctor or a scientist or anything like that, but she's got the brains. Her and Clark are very similar in that way because his teaching background, he has lots of knowledge, and sometimes you need the knowledge people to tell the other people, hey, this is what we need to do, and then those people go into action to do it. Jamila's not really an action person because she just doesn't have the skill set for the action. Can she hold her own if need be? Yeah.
Yeah, and she's kind of a natural leader. Now Travante is the leader. She definitely took on a leadership role with the kids in the previous 2 seasons, right? But Travante is the leader of this group right now.
You know what? She's a good advisor to Travante. Since they don't take her seriously, she can whisper in his ear and then he can put it into action.
Yeah. So while these guys are trying to like get the power turned on the base. Do you see us in the background here in the bottom of this picture? Sorry, I
do. I know, it's okay.
Those pictures are all the wrong size. While they're trying to like get the base straightened out, see if they can communicate, get the power on, whatever. In the meantime, Verna and her people have come to Outpost 17, or they're like making their way towards Outpost 17. They're in the area. They meet up with some people, and they're trying to make their own plan. And lo and behold, look who's there, who's with them, who comes into the Outpost 17 is, what's her name here? This woman on the right of this picture. Her name is
Charlotte?
No, her name is come on. Her name is going to come. Her name is Mick.
No, that's what it starts with a C.
She's Carol Ann. Her name is Carol Ann.
Carol Ann. See, I knew there was a C.
Yeah.
Well, we already knew she was. Well, I guess we knew she was there, but we didn't know that it was Outpost 17 that she was at. Like we'd seen her in her little bunker, talking to them before.
She's creeping her way in while Nikhil is doing his thing. I'm not really sure which. I guess we should go back to Nikhil and what Nikhil's plan is here, because Nikhil he's such a jerk, right? Why is he such a jerk to everyone all the time? Nikhil's first plan was like, bring me all the ammo you can possibly find, and I'm gonna make like a shard bomb. I'll build my own shard bomb or something, right?
Which is a good idea.
Yeah, he's gonna like build some, but he's very mean to everyone. He's such a jerk. Why is he?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, it doesn't help when he tells them to bring him everything, and then he's like, "Where are the casings?" They're like, "Oh, we didn't think you needed those," and he's like, "Didn't I say bring me everything?" Like, it doesn't help when you don't listen.
And this guy goes, "Oh, we thought," and he goes, "Oh, don't think. That's the first place you went wrong, right?"
Yeah.
Like, he's such a he's such a
you know what? He's a typical genius, though. You know.
Yeah.
They always think, you know, it's hard to be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
Except for when Mitski reminds him that he's not the smartest person in the room. Well, actually, Anisha got to fucking put him in his place this week.
She did.
When she said whatever the hell she said, and then he's like, "What?" And she's like, "I can say it slower if you like," which is something he had said to them earlier in the episode. I thought that was so great.
And that's after this first plan fails. Like, he's going to build a shard bomb, and he wants those guys to bring everything to him. And I don't have a good photograph of this, but while they're building that photo, Mitski, who I don't have a great picture of right now, Mitski is like in the other room rewatching the video of the mass psychosis event where everybody killed each other. And she sees this shadow, right? Did you have a hard time? I had to like really pause that and look at that several times.
I had to pause the scene also to find the shadow. Once I paused it, I saw it. But it was weird because it was like they shot it funny. Because it wasn't even like you were looking at it straight on. It was kind of like an angle, like you were looking at it from Travante's point of view, kind of, over her shoulder. So it was kind of at an angle.
Well, it was like one of the soldiers' body cam footage, which is crazy because I don't know, do military people wear, if they're not cops, do they wear body cams? Whatever. Yes. I mean, I guess maybe in an invasion you would, right?
No, they do.
They do? Okay, thank you. So it's body cam, but I was really, when she says, look at that, I was confused because as you looked at that piece of footage, there was this big blob on the left, and I had to really pause it and stare to see, like, oh, that's the guy's arm, his own arm holding like the gun, right?
Right.
Like, I really couldn't see it.
Yeah, it took me a minute to find it too.
And I don't know if I would have recognized it if I hadn't already seen this. And right, we see this every week. Yeah. We've seen this. We know that we're hoping we'll eventually see a thing that looks like this. And so, but what it looked like, yeah, I really struggled with that. It was not very obvious. And the show made us work for that, which I guess is okay. I guess I don't mind working for it.
Not for nothing. It could have been kind of the point, too, is you're not supposed to just automatically notice. You're supposed, kind of drove home the point that it's a miracle Mitski saw it. And then for even, Travante was having trouble seeing it, too, until he kind of really stared at it. So it's kind of the point, I guess.
And this is what Mitski does. She's like a genius who is great at communication, at hearing things, especially at seeing things, right? And she brings Nikhil in. He's a total jerk to her at first, right? What am I looking at? Until she finds it. And, oh my God, the Yankees are winning all of a sudden, AJ.
I don't care.
I know you're a Mets guy. But there was going to be some satisfaction in maybe them losing tonight. But anyway, so she begins, this is a turning point in the episode because Nikhil goes back to building his bomb or whatever he's doing, right? And this is when she discovers the noise and she plays the noise. She turns up the volume on this video really high, and all these soldiers like go berserk and start fighting each other, right? This was kind of an interesting scene to me because the soldiers start to become really aggressive against each other, but Nikhil just zoned out, right?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what was happening with him.
He sort of went into a daze and was
he went to like a trance.
Yeah, right? Like, I wonder what that was about.
Yeah, that I don't know. I was kind of wondering why he was just, staring off into space like that myself.
Well, and also, like, Anisha and Clark didn't really seem to be affected, right? Like, Anisha, this is my best shot, right?
Well, they weren't. They were still in the other. Right? They were still locked up, so maybe they were too far away
to actually hear it.
I don't know. I'm not really sure. That's the only thing I could figure with them, was they were just too far away.
Because, I mean, I thought at the time, like, Mitski was also unaffected, and I thought...
Well, that doesn't surprise me at all.
She had that neural dampener that Nikhil snapped onto her neck when she wasn't looking, right?
Yeah.
And I figured that's what's preventing her from being affected.
I don't think she would have been affected anyway, just because she's got this connection with the aliens.
Oh, so that noise wouldn't have bothered her.
Right.
It was interesting because it wasn't the alien playing the noise. It was on a tape, right? It was on a video. It was a recording of it. So it was like definitely something about the sound being calibrated to the human brain, and not like they're not like zzz, I'm like pointing at my head, you can't see it, but they're not like sending like a mind meld at you or something, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's funny, you know what it made me think of? There was a Twilight Zone marathon on TV on like Saturday. You've watched a lot of Twilight Zone, right?
Yes.
And so there's a season 1 episode. I happened to catch a very famous episode from season 1 called "The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street." The monsters are due on Mulberry Street. And it's this episode where like the power goes out, and people are like hiding in the basement, and they start accusing each other of being monsters. And they believe, and they all turn on each other because they're scared. And at the end of the episode, there are aliens, and the aliens are like, we don't have to do anything. We can just make them destroy each other. Let's just go do this in another town, and we'll get these people. They're violent, they're scared, and we'll just get them to destroy each other and not have to do anything. And you know what? I was in the car today, and on NPR, they were reviewing a new book like about TV, and they discussed this episode. So like twice this episode came into my mind in the last 3 days. And I thought, oh, that's what this is like. If the aliens can get you to turn on the aliens, they don't need the hunter killers if they can play this noise and get everybody to just kill each other.
Yeah.
It kind of really flies in the face of Joel's idea that they're here to redeem us, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that everybody could be wrong and Joel and Verna are right and they're here to redeem us?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just thought I should ask you.
It'd be a hell of a twist, but I feel honestly, if that turns out to be the case, I'd feel very cheated.
Yeah.
Like I said though last week though, I mean, those are pretty big ships, and there's a lot of them. So
mothership, you mean?
Yeah. So like I said, there could be an entire planet of aliens on there, and they don't, if the Earth blew up and all that got on, we all rushed to the, spaceships to try and survive, and all that ended up on the spaceship were Americans, Russians, and the French. Talk about 3 very different idealistics,
Yeah, or
so the blobby shiny thing could be actually a good alien. It has nothing to do with all the hunter killers. I mean, I could be way off base, but I'm just saying it could be a planet's worth of stuff, and there's hostile ones and there's nice ones.
Or like it could be like a Noah's Ark type scenario, and Noah's Ark crashed, and all the lions and tigers got out, but the little like nice humans and fluffy koalas didn't get out. And there's like that kind of thing. Like maybe it's like a Noah's Ark, and like not every species. Yeah.
Could be.
I mean, there was that implication in like season 2 where the alien seemed to say to Mitski, like, why did you hurt us? Like, why did you attack us? Kind of thing, right? Like maybe you're right. We don't know, but I think you're right. They're not here. They're not here to. Joel's wrong. Verna's wrong. They're not here to redeem us. They're here to manipulate them into lulling them into some sense of like going along with it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. So after this happens, and Nikhil realizes that he needs a new plan, is when he starts. I'm trying to catch up. I have a little recap up now. He realizes he needs another approach, right? And he starts like thinking about like the hive mind and how to like take that down. And that's where Anisha comes in. And maybe, as you said, a great moment in this episode, right?
Yeah. When he was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It was kind of nice to see him not understand something for a change.
Yeah. I mean, his plan is that he wants to like disrupt the hive mind, right? But he's a tech guy. He's not a neurobiologist. And
Right.
I love when he refers to Anisha as a medic, which is, I mean, it's so condescending partly because like people have said more than once that she is a doctor. Like medics in the army are not doctors, maybe. They're like paramedics or nurses or some of them are doctors, but not all of them are doctors, right? And he like diminishes her role. And like she says, oh yeah, I specialize in like what, oncology and gynecology.
I don't know. She has like 6 masters or something.
She's like, I specialize in oncology and like, I don't know, gynecology or whatever. But I did my postgraduate work at Harvard in biochemistry with a subspecialty in neurobiology or something like that, right?
Right.
And Nikhil, he's such a dick. He's like, oh, finally, somebody who's on my level or whatever he says, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't you already working for me?
Yeah. Yeah, why aren't you working for me?
There's no part of him that, like, are they ever going to make him the remotest bit likable, or is he a guy that is going to be killed in season 4 and we're going to be just psyched about it?
No, he'll survive. But they don't need to make him likable. No. You know what I mean? Not everybody in the world is likable.
No, and like everyone hates a billionaire right now. Or always, and it's this was actually great. I liked also how like they talked about what to do, but I liked how they had Anisha deliver to the audience and say, we're going to give the mind the biggest stroke ever to help us who don't really follow that, people who don't really follow that so much, an easy way to understand what they're trying to do. So this is like in the meantime on the side is when finally Carol Ann is like straggling into camp. She's like sneaking into camp. They see her out the window partly because like, God, Anisha is so like, I love how Anisha was so great in that moment, but I hated how Anisha earlier in the episode is like, there's a radio transmitter. We can call our kids and we can call for help and go home. And like, I mean, I get that she wants to see her kids and she wants to go home, but like they're literally like, we're going to try to save humanity right now. And she's like more focused on going home. I don't know. I want to talk about the fight she had with Clark, but I want to talk about Carol Ann comes creeping in, right? Carol Ann comes creeping into camp. And she steals the radio.
It was her radio.
Okay, it was her radio.
She didn't steal it. It was hers.
Okay. Fair, but she destroys it. She doesn't really she's more intent on preventing Travante and company from calling anyone than her. I mean, she's so devoted to this cause that she blows herself up, right?
Yeah.
And Travante's like, oh shit, there are mines everywhere. We can't take that path. And this is what brings us, I guess, to the fight between, this is when like Clark is like, oh, I found another path out of town. And and Anisha is not having it. What do you think about this whole Anisha and Clark thing that happened here?
I think their biggest problem is they're very big on not keeping secrets, yet they both keep keeping secrets. It's it was an understandable fight, and I kind of liked his. We'll deal with that stuff later. Like right now, we got to deal with this.
Yeah.
And she feels very, I think it's interesting because she feels very guilty, and he's a little angry with her. But to be fair, he was the one that has been surfing the dark web for the last 8 months, keeping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he kind of led them to Infinitas.
And yet Anisha went off on her own. Like
which was wrong. But I mean, it's just it's a very difficult situation that they put themselves into.
She's mad at him because she's like, you're in your element. I mean, he's good at it. He's energized, but I mean, okay, it's a very scary situation, but it's fair to be energized by being able to help and contribute and find a solution.
Well, and that's the thing, like he said, we all knew he didn't mean it the way it came out about the minefield was a lucky break. Like he wasn't saying, "Oh, good, she's Carol Ann's dead, good," but
no, and he says like it's not fair. He says, "I see you with Nikhil." I mean, she also is energized by being able to do science, and she hasn't done any science or medicine. I mean, she's been doing some doctoring, mostly as a field medic for the last couple of years, right? And maybe in their new home in Boise, she's working at a hospital, I guess. But he's like, I see you with Nikhil. You're also in your element. He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong at all. And that's the thing too, though. You are both very capable, helpful people that can help end this whole thing. You want to see your kids? Go stop the aliens.
Which is kind of Clark's reaction is let me stop them, and Anisha's reaction is more let me go nest with them and hide and spend the last moments or whatever. They have a different approach to how to do this, but Anisha, yeah.
I mean, it makes perfect, and it's kind of funny because it's almost like they forgot how they met.
Yeah. 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 I mean, so there's also a moment where I just lost my train of thought here about what was I going to say about Anisha and about Clark and this whole thing where there was another moment that I was going to bring up, but I forgot what it is. So whatever. I mean, these two are I was going to say we kind of skimmed over this moment where it's revealed that Tucker speaks Farsi, right? And Tucker says something in Farsi, and Anisha starts in on the Farsi, and he's like, "Don't try it, Auntie. Just because you speak the mother tongue doesn't mean I'm gonna go along with you."
Yeah, that was when he stuck him in the closet.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't blame her for trying it, and I kind of don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, he's about to lock you up with the enemy.
Yeah. I mean, try what you can.
When when you can be helpful.
Yeah. So, I mean, is anything else happen before we get to the end with Mitski? While those guys are building.
I think we've I think we should just. I just texted Jamie 5 minutes, so.
So she sneaks off. So I have a question about what happened. So Mitski, she goes in, she changes into a camouflage uniform, and she sneaks out, and she's going to go and try to find the alien, right? But there's this moment where Clark is like, "Oh, Mitski, did she steal his plans and his little bomb?" She went to the table and she looked at the plan, and there was a little prototype thing, and then he comes in later and the table is empty.
Yeah, and she brought a gun with her too. That's what's in the backpack, I think.
Yeah. I mean, she completed the bomb and stole it, but I'm not sure if she stole the original shard bomb or the new neural bomb.
I thought it was the shard bomb.
She completed the shard bomb, right? And
because the neuro bomb against one alien isn't gonna affect the mothership. They've got to get to the core with that.
Yeah.
So.
And so he's like Mitski calling her, and it like she sees this.
There it is.
There it is. There's the new alien, which looks like a horse with a flower on its head, kind of, right?
From this angle, like, yeah.
I can see how it made that shadow. Like after seeing this, I kind of understood the shadow from
the shadow, yeah.
So if you've watched the trailer, which you and I have, you've seen this.
I have not. I haven't watched the trailer.
Yeah, there's just a better shot of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's on the title card all the time, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't look at all like this like this, right?
True.
That looks more like the blobby thing, though. Like if it was just the
with
head,
legs.
The head is
the blobby thing with legs,
thing, right?
Kind of does.
Like so, she sees this and like that's the end of it, right?
Yeah, that's the end of the episode.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, we have one more thing to talk about. The credit, the opening credits.
Oh, right. Yes.
So if you like many people, when the opening credits come on, you can skip the credits and just go right to the show.
Like I did.
Like AJ did. Like many people do. I always watch the credits partly because I love the music so much. And I like to watch it open and like listen to it while I'm getting myself together or whatever. So it plays all this it plays it all. It shows the same. It's been the same opening credit season now in the third season, and it always ends with that title card that says Invasion. This week it said Infiltration instead of Invasion, which I mean, what do you think it means? It obviously, I feel like. I know what I think it might mean. I'm not really sure.
I mean, I feel like it's because they're in the dead zone. Like they've infiltrated.
Oh, you think it means the humans have infiltrated the dead zone?
Yeah.
I think it means like the aliens' initial plan was invasion and now phase 2 is infiltration.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
And like the way they have like gotten like Verna and her and Joel and
it's an interesting thought.
Like they're infiltrating the humans, or the humans are like they're infiltrating our society.
Right. Gotcha.
I don't know. It could go either way.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out.
And we'll see if we'll see that again or not. I don't know. So
all right. Well, Jamie, if you can hear us, pop in. Oh, she can hear us. Look at that.
Put it in the right place. There we go.
Ooh, look at that. We're all in the right place. Pick her up. Look at that.
There you go. You know, I was going to say, were you guys having problems with StreamYard earlier? Because I was, and I'm wondering if the video, there's something wrong. Because we got like nobody except I think for me. I'm not sure why it's streaming.
We didn't have live viewers, but like Invasion doesn't draw a ton of live viewers, and we get people. You know, some of our regulars drop in and say, "I'm not watching this show. Hi, I'll come back." Right?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get some people dropping in. Now we're gonna do.
People should watch Invasion. It's so good.
I should watch it too. I just need a few more hours in every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But hi, sorry, I'm here now, and
welcome.
I don't know if you did kind of my spiel, but since we're kind of in the middle, just stop and say, if you haven't, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to SciFi Vision on YouTube. And that we have our Daryl Dixon show on Sunday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, this show right now, we don't have anything else in between. And then for the finale of Daryl Dixon, Kelly from Cyborg Queen Media is going to be on. So there we go. That's really the announcements. There's not much right now.
No. I mean, while we're in the middle, like our schedule is, you know, we're covering these shows, but AJ and I will pick up Diplomat in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, and I know me and you at least are going to start doing a Stranger Things kind of catch up thing.
Yep.
Pretty soon, so people
you
can
guys
check
are crazy.
look for that. Well, we're not going to go too deep into it. We're just kind of going to rewatch.
It's more like to catch up and refresh. We're not going to analyze and deep dive
right.
every episode.
Right. We'll just do kind of like
that'd be like me. That'd be like me rereading 5 books. Five books to get ready for the Winds of Winter.
Well, to be fair, if it's too hard, we can just watch recaps. Maybe. As I'm thinking, are we going to rewatch it all? I don't know. I guess
more power. Hey, more power to you guys. I'm so disgusted by how long it's taken that I'm going to watch it when it comes out, but I have no interest in.
I don't really either, but I think some people do and want a refresher. So like, I'm willing to do it if we get, an audience for it, but I guess we'll have to see. If nobody watches it, then maybe we won't.
We'll abandon it. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just
maybe we'll put a little question in our Discord channel if people want to upvote it to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, as always, you guys, make sure you let us know what you want to see. You can always comment on the videos or comment in Discord. And if you're not a member of our Discord, please make sure you join. I put the link up there. We can get all our schedules, and we might have some more shows coming soon. But there's some more stuff starting up.
Yep.
So just look out for that. All right. So
Wayward. I lost control of myself when I watched all of Wayward, and then I came back. I watched these 2
episodes. You've been around me too much, Karen.
I watched these 2 episodes yesterday, so I am fully refreshed on these 2 episodes.
Okay, good.
I was kind of glad to see how quickly the story. I mean, it's only 8 episodes, right? It moved pretty quickly in these 2.
It did. I don't know. I think my problem, and I've said this before, I kind of wish that I went into this not knowing anything, because I feel like I became less interested the more I knew more about it. And I don't want to say too much because I know AJ's not reading anything about it and doesn't want to know. But I like the mystery part of it though. And it's creepy. It's definitely creepy. That's for sure. And the thing is it makes me laugh because it does give me like a Wayward Pines vibe. Which I don't know if that's intentional or it's just them calling it Wayward makes me think of that. I don't know.
I didn't know that much about
it. And they're in Tall Pines.
And they're in Tall Pines, yeah. But
I didn't know
that brainwashing weird shit going down.
Yeah. I didn't know until last week's discussion that Mae Martin created this show.
Yes.
Mae Martin, who plays
Outpost. Yeah, I thought we mentioned that last week.
Yes, we did mention it last week, but that's when I learned of it. I learned of it from in last week's discussion. I didn't know that about it.
I don't know. I just knew them from Taskmaster. That's all. But,
and I don't even know what Taskmaster is, so I don't know Mae Martin at all.
It's a good British show. It's a real it's a panel show. It's very good. You should watch it. But yeah, so we're gonna do 3 and 4, which are called. I don't have a name. I always forget to have a name of the episodes up. Break and Mud are the two episodes.
Break and Mud. Okay.
Break and Mud. Yeah. Okay, what's going on? Hold on. I got the wrong picture up. All right. So, what do you think about all these dreams she's having, Laura?
Who's she? Laura?
All these dreams that Laura's having. I don't know. Is it just because she's pregnant, she's getting scared? Like, what do you think? Do you think something brought it on, or does it not really have meaning that she's having these dreams? I just was curious kind of what you thought about that.
Personally, I think it's got something to do with her past. Because obviously there's some freaky brainwashing shit going on at the academy, and we know she was at the academy, and I think maybe she's whatever Evelyn brainwashed into her or out of her might be coming back.
I kind of agree. So I don't know if being pregnant can make you have weird dreams. I guess it can make you stressed and frightened about bringing a baby, and Laura does express in one of these 2 episodes that she's scared, which she should be, right? But I also thought that being back in Tall Pines is maybe bringing back something in her subconscious about the experience of having been at the academy. Or maybe being around Evelyn is bringing back her relationship, things she has subdued, things she's pushed down in her subconscious, or maybe things that she, I mean, we don't really know what Evelyn's doing to these kids. We don't really know yet. It seems like she's doing some brainwashing, hypnotism, mind control. We see in this episode when Lila and Abby like crawl through the ducts and they go into the water, and we see that there's like this freaky shit going on down there, right? And we see what happens to Stacy the day after the leap.
Yeah, it seems more and more culty as we go. I feel like I just kind of look at it and I'm like, how can they listen to Evelyn? Like I kind of feel like Alex, like, what are you doing? You know, to like when he wants to yell at Laura, like, why are you following this crazy person? Because I definitely feel like that. And now we may know that it seems like the whole town is insane, but or not insane, they're all brainwashed more than anything, I guess I should say.
Yeah, my whole thing is, to what end?
Yeah.
Like, does she really think she's helping these people through torture? Or
you know what I kind of wonder?
Is she building an army to take over the world? Like,
I don't know. I kind of wonder if like you're putting too much into it. But the one thing I did kind of wonder is if she's maybe kind of grooming Laura to take over for her. And I wonder if like maybe there was somebody that she took over from, because I don't know, it just seems like Laura's got some big importance to her and I don't understand why. Like it just seems like she's and
yet is she grooming Laura? But as far as we know and Alex knows, Laura's not been in touch with Evelyn maybe or any of these people for years or decades, right? Like if she was grooming somebody, why would it not be Rabbit or Mule or anybody? But she's so mean she's particularly abusive to Rabbit, right? Like she's really mean to Rabbit, Evelyn. She's kind of really mean to everybody. Like
is that this or did she go ahead? I'm like, I don't think that was in these episodes, whatever you're talking about.
No, she's mean to her. She's mean to Rabbit in, I think, episode 4. Because
she's kind of, I know what you mean. She's kind of, mean might be a little much, but she's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Dismissive.
Episode 4 is the rebellion, right?
No.
That's why I said you're ahead.
When the kids
you're ahead. That's not.
I just watched it and I made sure I only watched
the whole season.
I don't think you watched episode 4.
I watched 3 and 4 like yesterday afternoon to make sure I only watched.
Yeah, I think you watched the wrong ones.
Or didn't you just say you watched all of it though? You said you finished it, didn't you? After that,
like not yesterday.
Okay, well, you're mixing up. No, episode 4 is the one where.
Let me put it this way. Episode 4 is when they're moving the rocks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That the rocks is like crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, and we can get more into this when we get to that part. But the whole thing is that Evelyn is like, it's like a big mind fuck. I feel like everything she's doing is just all an agenda, and I feel like Lila is picking up on that, and she's trying to play it, but she's not doing the best job at it.
I mean,
I agree with that. I definitely feel like even though Lila's playing a part, I think she's getting to her a little bit.
Yes.
Especially the scene when she's bandaged at the end of the episode when she's bandaging her hands after moving the rocks and everything. They're having that little conversation.
Yeah. And that's
which I feel like we're getting a little insight into what it might have been like for Laura and Evelyn too. Because I feel like Evelyn every once in a while takes a special interest in one of the girls.
And that's why I kind of wondered, like, is that why we're seeing pieces of her, whatever happened in the past? Because otherwise I'm not sure why it matters. Excuse me. But the fact that like when she's I thought she was going to give the woman a massage. That's what it looked like, but that's not what she's doing. But she's somehow like calming her down with the brainwashing shit.
Well, it kind of is like.
Oh, you talk about Laura? With that woman who was freaking out at the fair?
Yeah, and that's why I was saying I wonder if she sort of.
Well, I mean,
that was kind of like Reiki, right? Like that's like Reiki is a.
Well, Laura's a.
I don't remember what she is. That's why.
I want to say faith. I want to say faith healer, but that's not right.
She's like a therapist, but
she's a physical. Yeah, she's a therapist, but not a mental therapist. Like she's a
I don't know, but the
therapist.
thing she was saying to that woman,
Like not not acupuncture, but like she definitely does kind of like massage therapy, I guess is what you would call it.
Yeah, and so they're
talking to her seemed more like something Evelyn would say to me. That's the only reason
but there are forms of like if you want to talk about. So I don't really know what she is, and we don't know, right? But if you think of it in terms of like massage therapy, like there are forms like Reiki is it massage, but it's Japanese and it's about the energy of your body and putting hands on a person to like manipulate direct their chi, right? Their Reiki to promote like balance and promote whatever. And it's about like using that massage to channel your anxiety and your energy and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe that's what Laura is. Maybe not exactly Reiki, but some sort of thing where she feels like she's laying. It's a more like Eastern than Western type of therapy.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I thought.
That's the only reason I say that. But we're getting ahead. Let's at least move through some of this, and then we'll pick up on that. The other thing that we get out of the beginning is that Evelyn has called Lila's mother, and what's Lila and what's the other girl's name?
Lila and Abby.
I want to make sure I'm getting it. Okay, Lila. She's called Lila's mother, and is basically like, we found her. She tried to get in. Oh, and she had cocaine or something. I don't know. I forget which drug. I think
wasn't that the boyfriend's cocaine, right? The boyfriend had that cocaine in the car last week.
Although I just kind of assumed she made it up. I forgot he had cocaine. But the point is, she's saying all this stuff in order to get her mother to agree to let her stay there. And she gets the mother talks her into mortgaging her house in order to pay for it. Like, she's not doing it for free. That's for sure. So yeah, Lila is there for stuff.
So did you think, so we saw in the first episode that the school guidance counselor, Mr. Tyler, whatever his name was, he was already trying to convince Lila to go. And then he says, your mother can't afford it. So I felt like Evelyn's on the phone with Lila's mother. She already knows everything about her and therefore knows how to manipulate her. She knows like the right way to maneuver her. It's not like she made like
this random phone call, right?
Yeah. Right. Like it's being set up like it's a random phone call, but in fact, she knows everything about the entire family situation.
Yeah. And it probably didn't take much pushing.
Yeah.
But yeah, she so now Lila is officially a patient, or whatever you want to call her, a student.
Evelyn's a little bit like one of these like Nigerian prince scams or like an elderly scams where they've looked you up on the internet, they know everything about you, and then they target you and try to talk you out of your money, right?
Basically,
a little bit like that, I think.
Yeah. But at least she gets to Abby. She does get to talk to Abby. And, I noticed they said something like they only get like 10 minutes or something of free time a day.
10 minutes, 3 times a day, 10 minutes, she said.
Yeah, that's really not great. And the other thing that I was like, oh my God, was the fact that woman tells Abby later that like you have to get permission to go to the bathroom or shit your pants. Like, really? They're not even allowed to go to the bathroom at night without permission? Like, what do they have to do? Wake somebody up and be like, I gotta pee?
At least in prison, you have a toilet in your cell, right?
Yeah, I know. That's really, really messed up.
I kind of feel like, so the free time, 10 minutes, 3 times a day, I mean, that's about isolation, right? They don't want these kids talking to each other.
Yeah, that's why the fact that there's 2 friends in there together, I think is really going to bite them in the ass. But that's, the story. So yeah, I'm surprised they did not separate them. I really am, other than for story, because it's more interesting.
Well, because at some point, it appears they have more than one academy, I think.
What?
Do they have more than one school, or is this the only school?
I think this is the only school. I think they just moved it. It was in the police station before.
Okay. So, but
no.
In opposite ends of the dormitory or on opposite schedules, so they couldn't run into
the police station used to be an elementary.
We used to be a regular school. Okay, that I was going to say, or was it a regular school? All right. That makes sense. All right. Mm-hmm. So that is what the other part of the story is about Alex finding, number one, the files on the academy, but also that the police station was a school. And he's trying to he's trying to snoop and figure things out, and he knows that the people in the police station are potentially in on it, so he's kind of trying to be stealth and somewhat does it, but he's not real stealth.
I don't know. Alex,
most of it not so much.
Alex is naive and not a good investigator. Like, he knows something's not right, but he's awful at it. Like, he's really bad at investigating. It's just like
outside of the town.
He is, but I feel like Alex is like little more than a rookie cop. Like, Alex looks very young. Laura looks a little older, but still very young. And I wonder how long Alex has been a cop and was probably a patrol officer and never been a detective, right? And
long enough to make a mistake in Detroit and move to Tall Pines.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you're right. But I'm actually agreeing with you that Alex is a bad investigator because maybe he's never been an investigator, right? It was a beat cop, was a patrol officer, is not a detective. It takes a long time to get promoted to detective, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like it's partially also because that's kind of like our way in. Like, I like that they did that because it makes it feel very like organic in that sense.
I did feel at the moment I saw this shot you have, Jamie, I was like, okay, Tall Pines police suck at hiding their secret files.
I know, like if they didn't want him to find it, I was kind of wondering if Evelyn wants him to investigate it.
I don't know. Because I also felt like they only hired Alex because of Laura. And why did they even do that? Why would you want an outside cop to come in? Why wouldn't they be like, sorry, police force is full. Want to be a security guard? Want to be a whatever? Like, sorry, we can't help you.
Yeah. But then again,
probably because Evelyn plans on manipulating Alex just like
yeah. And maybe Laura wouldn't have come if Alex couldn't get a job. Like, Alex would be like, I want to be a cop.
And that's the thing too. Like they needed, he definitely needed a decent job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very good point. Maybe Laura wouldn't have came.
Yeah, because Laura doesn't really have a job and she has no practice. She hasn't started her practice yet.
And I kind of wonder, and I know we're not to this part of the episode yet. We keep jumping ahead, but I think that whatever it is that's Evelyn's new plan, I think that they want her baby for this, whatever's going on. So I think that's why Laura's important too, not just because she's somebody that they screwed around with and, brainwashed. I think that they want somebody they brainwashed that has a new baby.
To get the baby.
Well,
as long as they don't want the baby the same way Kim Kardashian wanted the baby in the last not Kim Kardashian, those witches. Remember those weird witches in the last AHS? AJ, remember how they wanted that baby? Yeah,
that was Kardashian. She was part of those witches.
So you think maybe like Evelyn wants the baby?
Yeah, I'm not sure for what, but
I hadn't even thought of that.
Human sacrifice?
I did, just because of the fact that she's like, oh, it's going to be different now. That we're going to have children here. Like she's the start of it, or at least that's what they've told her anyway. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe they've just told her that and they want to kill the baby. I don't know.
I think maybe at its surface, converting a school to a police station is not the worst, most ominous thing. Like it's a city building. They converted it a little bit until later you realize there isn't another school.
Which is what she said. They didn't notice it because it was something that was missing, not something that was there.
You know what's really funny? The fact that they even have a police station. Considering the fact that there doesn't seem to be any crime because everybody is a zombie.
Very true.
Everybody is praises the academy. Everybody seems to have come from the academy.
Maybe it's more about to find the kids when they escape if they try to.
That's all right. Fair, I guess. Yeah, no, I guess fair enough.
Was it episode 3 or last week's episode 2 when Alex has a crime report about a guy who's accused of stealing his neighbor's mulch?
That was this one.
Right? And that's like the only crime in this town.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because when they're at the fair or community gathering, whatever you want to call it.
It's the farmer's market. Yeah.
And he sees those kids and he's like, do you have a,
permit?
Do you have a permit to tag this building? And they're like, oh yeah. They're like,
we were told to do this.
And I was placed with on no.
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
Dwayne's not my dad. I was just placed with him. Like, you were what? Wait.
And of course, a Detroit cop is going to see kids tagging a building and ask if, what's up with that, investigate that.
Yeah. Yes.
To be fair though, they're doing it in the middle of the day, wide out in the open.
During the farmer's market with
during the farmer's market. I mean, if I'm Alex, I get why he asked, kind of, but at the same time, it'd be pretty ballsy
at night. Yeah.
Obviously,
pretty ballsy of them to just be doing it.
I mean, perhaps the most unbelievable thing about this whole show is that Alex was a cop in Detroit. You know who all like the most
Fair
famous
enough.
The most famous cop from Detroit is Axel Foley from Beverly Hills Cop, right? He's like who's a great investigator and very, a different. I'm not saying that Alex should be like that, but Detroit, like Alex is from a gritty, from a city, from a place where I shouldn't say it's gritty. I don't mean to disparage Detroit. I've never been to Detroit. I don't know about it. I'm sure it's great, but I'm sure their police department encounters a lot more than Tall Pines does, right? And Alex, even having been run out of the department I also find it really hard to believe that Alex.
We don't know yet what happened. So if you're thinking of telling us, please don't.
No, I'm not telling you. But we hear in this episode or the next one or previously, it was excessive force. Alex was fired for excessive force. And we've already heard that. And I find it hard to believe that Alex is such a that Alex would. I find it the opposite. I think Alex would get killed because he was thinking too much and didn't shoot or didn't do whatever, right?
Yeah. All right. So we have this story here where the kids I think this is where the kids are trying to trade oatmeal for stuff, I believe.
Oh, I love this part.
That was a great montage.
But that's not, I don't know if that's yet. Oh, yeah, that is yet. Because I think this is the thing. Yeah, that's where she's hiding the stuff. Okay.
I love that they call this girl Oatmeal Beth.
Yeah.
And that there's this great, the music, I forget what the music was, but I loved the music during the Oatmeal Beth sequence. And I meant to speak to you guys about it, and now I forget what it was. And you guys talk, and I'm going to Google it real quick.
But yeah, they are hoarding oatmeal in order to trade for something. And whenever Lila sticks it in her room, her roommate tells her to stick it in a common area because otherwise they're both going to get in trouble. And she seems to be helping her kind of, but she's like, no, I just don't want to get in trouble. So we're not really sure. We're not sure what's up with that. But that's
I think most of the kids they band together until it looks like they're gonna get themselves in trouble. So it's like it seems like her roommate,
like she's trying to help, but only as long as it doesn't hurt her. And also they go against each other if it helps them. I mean, we know that from the next scene, which is this scene was so this thing was
wait, can I interrupt? The music in that sequence is just dropped in, which you know better as To See What Condition My Condition Was In. That's the song during the oatmeal thing, which I love so much. And that's Kenny Rogers' song. But this is what thank you for Jamie coming for this because I want to talk about this a lot.
Yeah, this is the creepy group therapy, whatever the frack is supposed to be, therapy session, where this is their hot seat, which I believe is, I'm pretty sure is what Evelyn was playing with Laura at dinner.
Yes.
After dinner that night. Okay. So she said at dinner that it was to I can't think of the wording that she used, but to accept what you had done and to face it head on or whatever. I'm not giving the right.
Thank you for your feedback.
Sorry, what?
Thank you for your feedback.
Yeah, thank you for your feedback. But that's basically what she said at the dinner it is, but that's not exactly really what it is. This, in my opinion, was sort of a place for them to get their anger out, for them to complain and bitch about each other.
But not even and Jamie, you're right. I think what what's her name? Evelyn says, she says, who wants to run their anger? Is what she says, right? Isn't that what she says? I think who wants to run their
something
anger?
like that. But I guess the point is to tattle on each other, to complain about each other, to hurt each other, and act like it's therapy. That was kind of what I got out of this scene.
Well, it's not, she says who wants to run their anger, but it's not about one person expressing. It's about like a chain. Like I met at Jamie, and then Jamie's mad at AJ, and AJ's mad at Karen, and Karen's mad at Lori, and Lori's mad at Scarlett. And like, you're supposed to just like, it's running down. It's really,
it is, but it's also getting them to bully each other too.
Yeah,
I mean, this is why they don't have friends, because they all treat each other like shit because they're making.
You know what's interesting is how it starts out like it's supposed to be structured, and Evelyn even criticized. It's like it's so and so's turn, blah blah blah, and then it turns into a frenzy. It's just a free for all, and Evelyn doesn't stop it. And it's like, okay, it's like what are the rules here? Because you already yelled at them once for not doing it, and now you're.
And she lets the kids like control the rules and pervert the rules. Like earlier on, they're like, "Oh, Stacy, you smell," and that's a violation of the roommate personal like respect code. And then someone says, "Oh, you did whatever," and that's and in the beginning, they're like saying all these rules, but then they seem to get further and further away from what these rules are really about, right? And then they're just like venting, and I felt like Evelyn was really encouraging anger and not really encouraging any kind of.
I kind of wonder if they're encouraging anger in order to punish it, because I definitely think she enjoyed when they all started not physically bashing each other, but like being mean. To me, she seemed like she enjoyed it, but clearly they're being taught to not act out, which makes me think that I don't know. Maybe they think if they get all their anger out, they won't act out, or is it because they want to punish somebody? I don't know. But it starts all out because, first of all, this kid, he's saying that he cries in his sleep.
No, he didn't say he cries. Daniel said my roommate cries in his sleep like a little pussy, is what he said. Yeah, and this kid looks like the youngest kid in the shop, right? He looks really young.
And then I don't know, somehow it got turned around. Okay, there's also this girl who was by way from Revival, if you didn't notice her.
That's Stacy.
There's two people from Revival in here.
Stacy, and the other girl's name is
Alexandra.
Alexandra, thank you. I was gonna say.
Okay. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was Kay in Revival.
Yeah. So I don't remember how it ends up getting to it, but it gets to them saying things to Abby and Lila and implying that they're too close and causing them to get upset. And then the other kid, which I don't remember his name. What's his name?
That's Rory.
That's Rory.
Because he clearly likes Abby. He jumps in to make them stop because he doesn't want them picking on her, and then kind of takes it on himself instead. And they start telling him that his father hates him and all this stuff to make him feel awful instead. And the only way he can make it stop is to break down and agree with them. I mean, I think it's about control. It's about breaking people. I think that's a big part of it too.
Well, breaking people, and we hear about that in
the episode's called Break.
That's true.
Break. Yeah. Well, Break is one of the stages. The stages are like break, burrow, break, something, and ascend, right?
Yeah. So I guess to break them to the point that they need Evelyn. I mean, I
guess. I mean, I also think
they want them to want their parents either. They want them to hate their parents. That seems to be a theme.
I think part of this is also about what we mentioned a few minutes ago, is about not wanting the kids to like have friendships or connections. And this is a way to like isolate them, maybe. Like if everybody yells at you and is mean to you, like, and expresses like, and look, at this age, we all went to high school and it was horrible in a lot of ways. And at this age, kids are like
very impressionable.
Well, I was going to say that kids act mean. They're mean, and they direct their own anxiety and insecurity against each other. Like the way that like, okay, I'm going to really oversimplify, but a person who's insecure about their own appearance might bully other kid about their appearance, right?
Yeah.
And they're I think it might be really I'm not a psychologist, but it'd be great to have Lori here right now. But like the way to turn, like, I think Evelyn's really good at getting these kids to turn against each other and to isolate them so that nobody has any friends inside this place.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the biggest thing, and remind me though to go back to Alex because the scene kind of flips back and forth. But the biggest thing that I'm like, what the fuck? I do not understand this. I know it's not an orgy, but the way they were acting, it made me think
Creepy,
of that whole scene.
sexualized hug.
Yeah, it was very, very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was
And
like,
it was weird how they all of a sudden turn like nice. Like,
they're like,
like,
we
they're
love
like-
you. Like we want
they're
you
like,
to
Rory-
abandon your family because we love you. It's
but they're
just
like,
weird.
Rory, nobody loves you. Everybody hates you. Your father hates you. We hate you. And as soon as Rory starts crying and says, yeah, I think my father hates me, then they're like, oh no, we love you. It's really like, and the kids do it spontaneously. Like Evelyn doesn't say like, go hug him. What do you guys think about that?
I
was
think she
freaked
gave them
out.
a signal they were allowed to. So
I
this
think
is
this is a
clearly
big-
something they do all the time.
You know, I feel like sometimes I'm watching Pavlov's dog here. Because she's got the whole stuff with the bell and everything.
Yeah.
It's like there's certain things happen and all of a sudden the kids just react a certain way.
Kind of, yeah. I don't know, but that's why I said I feel like they want them to not want their family though, because it's kind of
Yeah, no, I'd agree with
your
that.
family doesn't love you, but we do. We are the only people that can help you. We are the only people that are here for you, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah,
kind of sad because a lot of their parents were tricked into thinking this was the loving and best thing to do, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't think that Abby's parents hate her. I think her father has some problems, but they might have thought they were doing the best thing for her, right?
Yeah, but they don't want them to think that. They want them to abandon their family. But the whole weird hug orgy thing was just, I know, I'm just saying orgy. It's not really an orgy, but yeah, like I don't know if it's supposed to be. I wondered if part of it's supposed to be because they're like not allowed to touch anybody the whole time, and now they suddenly can. If it was supposed to be like,
I forgot about that.
So
they're not
weird
supposed to
because
touch.
you're 100% right. It was definitely sexualized, which was really weird.
Okay, so that is the most sexual thing I've ever seen, with everybody wearing full-on coveralls.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see the look on
Lila. Look at
Lila's face. Like, what the hell? Like, why are they touching me like this? It's very. And speaking of touching, like they say they're not allowed to touch each other, and I kind of question, like at the very end, whenever Stacy like kisses Abby on the head or whatever, is she now allowed to because she's graduated, or is that a power play? I was kind of a little confused about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, actually, well, here's the thing. I feel like I've noticed a lot, whether it is intentional or not, and it's some, you know, part of Evelyn's grand master plan, but there are a lot of rules that they say you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, and then they let them do it. You know, it's like you only have 10 minutes of free time. You're not supposed to talk to each other other than that, but yet the kids are always talking.
Yeah.
They talk at lunch, they talk here, they talk there.
Talk
You
at
know,
lunch.
no touching unless it's, you know, a weird clothes orgy. You know, there's lots of contradictions in this ruling system, which is probably intentional to mess with them even further.
So you never know where you stand. You never know what's going on.
I mean, this whole thing is an exercise in mental torture.
It is. And that's why I said, I think it's about everybody hates you but me, and I'm the only one that can protect you. I'm the only one that you need, is what Evelyn is doing, I mean, overall. So yeah, we just don't know why. And then during this,
it was really sad to see Rory like be berated until he said like, my father doesn't love me. Which
it's almost, I almost felt like he did it just to get it to stop.
He wanted them to stop picking on Abby. Yeah.
No. When they were all saying your father hates you, like he wanted them to stop picking on him. He was crying.
Yeah. He agreed with it to get him to stop. That was what he had to do. She said, you know what you have to do to make it stop. He had to admit it, I guess. But yeah, I question, like, I almost want to see a kid in here who's a sociopath or an actor or something where they totally get it and they just like do what they're supposed to do and they're totally screwing back with her, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, just say what she wants you to say. Like, you know, they're not reading your mind.
I think for now, do we think that? So I'm not saying that either Lila or Abby is a sociopath, but there are kind of POV characters, and we're rooting for them not to fall for it, right?
Right. But I'm just saying, like, technically, he could have right away just said, "Yes, I believe you," and it probably would have stopped. Like, it's. I mean, it is though conditioning to get him to do what she wants. I mean, whether you do it for the right reason or the wrong reason, I guess it's still the same thing. But
and again, teenagers who it's a little harder maybe to get them like if
To
you or I
listen.
went into a cult situation right now, whatever, we might be able to be like, let's go along to get along till we can figure this out, right? But teenagers, like,
which is what that girl was saying to Lila when they were moving the rocks.
and
Like,
I'm always going to go back to AJ, who's raised teenagers. Like sometimes you say black and they say white, right?
yeah, just for the fact of arguing. Very true. So Alex, who is investigating, I took a picture too of the website. And by the way, is this?
Oh, and this is set in 2003, right? This
That was
is set
what I was going to ask you, because the computers.
Yes, 2003.
Because that is a crappy website, but for 2003, it was maybe kind of great.
Yeah. But so she gets a call that they have Riley's effects, and she's supposed to tell Wayne. Alex, yeah, supposed to tell Wayne. Sorry, he gets called. And yeah, he's supposed to tell Wayne, and instead he's like, "Oh, Wayne's busy, and like I'll take care of it." And he does say he'll give him a message, but yeah, he totally doesn't give.
That seems like, to me, that seemed like you're easily going to be busted, Alex. Right? Like there's like 4 cops in this town, and 2 of them are like,
yeah. Well, he does say when he gets there, that Wayne was supposed to go, but he took care of it and didn't bother him or something like that. He did like make an excuse.
Oh, he made an excuse.
No, he said Wayne sent him.
Yeah, and then he changed it. He said something like, "Well, I did it because he's busy," or something like that. He sort of changed it after he said it.
Oh, he didn't send me. I just decided.
Yeah, he kind of admitted it at one point, which I think was probably smart. Because
no, you know what? You're right. He doesn't admit it to Rabbit, but he admits it to Evelyn.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, I came," which it makes sense he would want to look around because Laura went there. So yeah, he can kind of.
And then Evelyn turns it around too, and she's like, "Oh my God, I should have invited you here sooner. Like, silly me."
Yeah, exactly. But Rabbit here says that she'll give him a tour of the place, and that is what that is about. And
this is when Alex starts to realize that, why does everybody in town know me already?
Yeah. They're all like,
it's a small town, but it's not that small. It's not like 5 people. They should all know your name and your business.
I mean, there are at least like maybe in the hundreds of people from what we saw at the farmers market. It's not and we saw it last week at the grocery store, right? Like everyone knows. It is kind of creepy.
It is creepy.
Also, Rabbit's just generally creepy, and Rabbit's like gives this great tour that makes it seem like the greatest school ever, and right?
Yeah. Did you see Stacy's look, her evil eye that she gave him as soon as he turned his back, and he totally saw it. But it's like Stacy is
creepy.
Stacy's scary, right? I don't even know what's going to happen to her. She's
I'm not sure. Then there's a scene with Laura fixing the crib, and she sees the frog. I don't know what the hell's up with the frog, but later on
it's a toad, not a frog. It's a toad.
And then I don't know if it's this episode or the next episode, when they're down in the basement in the water, it looks like those are tanks that are down in that office, and I kind of wondered if they're breeding frogs. I don't know why, but
toads.
I wondered, toads.
Yeah.
Toads, frogs. How do you know the difference?
I guess toads have tadpoles, but it was said earlier in the season that like this town has 1 million toads and they're everywhere, right? And you can barely. I think Dwayne says like you can barely walk without stepping on one, and there's toads everywhere. And I think a toad is like on the. It's a mascot of the school, right? It's on the logo or on the brochure or something. They're everywhere.
Yeah, but I just wondered if those were frog tanks and they were.
Toads. They're toads.
Toad. Sorry, toad. Either way, it's weird, and I don't know. The only thing I could think is like the whole thing with, you know, if you lick a toad or a frog or whatever, that it can make you high, and that was the only thing I could think.
Well, and these are humongous toads. Most of the toads I see in my life are like pretty small, but
little tiny toadies.
These are huge, and Yes, Jamie, there are species of frogs and toads that like supposedly like can shed psychedelic venom, right?
Yeah, and that's why I kind of wondered if that's why there were, tanks down there, if they were breeding them or something for
Oh, like you think maybe they're
brainwashing drugs. I don't know.
harvesting their own. I mean, so I used to work at the aquarium in Baltimore, and we had a huge colony of like what they call poison dart frogs, which like in Central America for like centuries, like people would like use frog venom to like put on their hunting. Like it's totally true that, that it's a real thing. That I mean, I'm not saying you guys didn't think it was a real thing, but like they're still like trying to find pharmaceuticals from frogs and toads.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Either way, it's weird. I feel
That's
like
a big one. I would never pick up one that big.
oh, I would. I like lizards and things like that. So lizards and snakes and frogs and toads. Bugs, no, but reptiles, yes. But yeah, I don't know if like this is something important or this is just something they stuck in to maybe to be weird, to make you question it, because I don't know. To me, it almost just seems like something they stuck in to be weird.
Possible.
For people like me to be like, what does the toad mean?
This show has a lot of mystery, but it also has a lot of atmosphere that I wonder if it's just atmosphere. Like everything in the school, yes, I'm taking that for the story, but some stuff of the town, I think, is that like the toads is that atmosphere. And the creepy forest, is that just atmosphere, right? Like
yeah, it might be. So then the other part is that Lila and Abby give the oatmeal to that girl.
Oatmeal Beth,
and she locks them in the room behind the counter. And I mean, we saw that coming, right? You guys saw that coming. I thought that was pretty obvious what she was doing.
Yeah, I was like, don't go into the room before her.
Dummies.
Yeah. Yeah. And then let's see. Sorry, I'm looking at the little pictures.
And so Lila's roommate had said earlier, don't trust Oatmeal Beth.
Yeah.
She's been here. I think she said she's been here. She's 18 and she chose not to leave.
Went through the program and decided to stay.
Yeah, she's 18 and didn't leave.
Yeah.
So that's going on while Alex is talking to Evelyn about Riley's effects, and this is where we learn his notebook was missing. And Evelyn plays it off like it doesn't matter, and she'll find it for him. But we know that clearly there's something else going on.
So I had some like confusing thoughts about this because they're looking for Riley's notebook as though he might have written a lot in there. But we saw last week that Rory gave Abby a piece of crayon and was like, don't tell anyone, as though they're not allowed to have writing implements, right?
Well, they're not. I think they know that if you wrote in it, he was sneaking and writing in it.
Okay, so everyone knows it's illicit.
Yeah, but I'm guessing because it's missing, that's why they think it's important.
Yeah.
If it was in there, they might not have even in it.
I mean,
if he hid it, it's because he was writing in it.
Right.
Yeah, I figured it was like Abby's when she was she wasn't allowed to write in that book, but she was. So that's what's going on there. And then we have, I took a picture of the door. Because there was an actual door there and a fingernail that's stuck in there. When they go down into the basement here, Abby and Lila, they end up in a flooded basement, which we find out later was flooded or filled with water intentionally, I guess. Or at least they're using it intentionally. I assumed it was filled intentionally. Now,
that door looks just like the door that
who's the painted on the wall.
Riley saw when he went in under the water.
Yeah, and the same. It looks like the same door that was in that brainwashing room that Lila was in later in the episode.
Yes, and it looks like the door that was painted on the wall in the basement of Alex and Laura's house.
Now, I do not think, at first I thought that door was like in that wall there, but I'm pretty sure that door is just like in the middle of
it's freestanding.
Okay, that's what it looks like to me too. So
I want to see what happens if you open the door and walk through.
Yeah, like why did somebody lose their nail trying to open it when they can just walk around it, right? Like you got to question, there's something going on clearly.
Well,
No, we don't know anything about the door yet.
No, but we've seen the door in the basement, right?
And it was painted.
That was painted.
Have we heard the door the words about you're lying on your back? Have we heard that yet?
Yeah, we've heard the brainwashing.
Yeah,
stuff.
when and at the end of episode 4, when they when Abby witnesses Stacy leaping.
So when we see this door, we've not yet heard you're lying on your back, you're crying for your mother, she's looking at. We haven't heard that yet when we see this door.
Not quite yet, no.
Okay. But this door, I agree with you, Jamie. There was a moment where I was like, is that painted on? Oh no, that's a freestanding door in the middle of this like little
Yeah, it's
pool
an
of
actual
water.
door, but why it's there, I don't know.
Also, there was this part where Abby's like, something is touching me, and Lila's like, no, it's a tadpole. Look, I caught a tadpole, which I don't know how that happened. Maybe they're bringing in water from the outside river or whatever.
Maybe. And that's why I said it looks like there's tanks in those rooms. To me, they looked like tanks, and I thought maybe they were
maybe in that room behind them. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take a picture. I took less pictures this time to get us through quicker.
That's fine. And then there's the fingernail. And we've seen many shows where you find a fingernail where a girl tried to crawl her way out, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's definitely scratches all over that thing. Yeah. But they're also surveilling them. I mean, not that we didn't think they had security. Why they're surveilling them from down here.
But I love how Lila, all of like 15-year-olds, was like, holy shit, they're watching us. I'm like, duh.
Yeah, like you didn't.
Again, I don't think they were so surprised. It didn't really sound like surprise they were watching them. It's just like, I think it was more of a matter of fact of, oh, they're watching us from down here.
Yeah.
Also, it's 2003 and surveillance is less sophisticated than it is now.
That's true. That's true. That's fair. So they make it back upstairs somehow without being caught, which I guess probably helped that they didn't get their shoes wet. They won't squeak at least. Because I don't think they know they were down there, do they? They never mention it.
No, nobody.
No, they don't.
Nobody knows they were down there.
When that's what happens. They see
Alex.
On the camera. Yeah. So they run upstairs to talk to Alex.
And they're like, oh shit, we missed them. And then
but they catch up to him, and Alex is like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be here. And tries to, give him all these reasons of, they need to get out of there. And he can't let Evelyn know he's talking to them. So he tells one of them to hit him, which I'm thinking like, that was mean to Lila, because now Lila's getting screwed over.
No, and it was kind of a really smart, genius move.
Smart, but
yeah, that was brilliant.
Lila was sacrificed for it. But I don't think Lila realized what he did, though, either.
I think Lila is 100% willing to make a sacrifice to advance their cause. Alex can take a hit, and not Alex. I think Lila would absolutely do that and be willing to do it. Yeah. And I don't think she's sorry. I thought it was great. All of them.
No, it was, but she kind of looked like she thought Alex betrayed her there for a minute. I don't think she realizes what he did.
Yeah, she wasn't sure at first what was going on, and then she realized.
Abby's a little, but Lila is the one who knows Alex. Abby doesn't know Alex yet at this point, right?
Right.
Right.
So the point is that he tells one of them to hit him. Lila hits him, and after that happens, Alex slips Abby the walkie-talkie and says to call him at whatever 10:30 that night.
10:30.
Yeah, and somehow she manages to keep hold of it all day and not get caught. But that's a whole nother issue. But Evelyn comes up, and that's when he's like, "Oh, she hit me." So that way he can get them out of there. And Evelyn buys it and sends Lila off to be punished and sends Abby back to her room.
Did you notice there was this moment where, earlier in the episode, Evelyn has allowed Alex to retrieve Riley's personal effects, and there's that discussion. And at the end of this sequence, where after the fight and Alex passes the walkie-talkie, Evelyn comes in, they're all leaving, and
she's like, don't forget your box.
Don't forget your box. Don't forget your box. And I felt like at that moment, I was like, oh, she's giving you the box because she's setting you up. She's already like taking whatever she wants out of that box, right?
It's not in there, so I don't think it matters.
Well, the notebook, we already know the notebook's not in there, so she's not worried about the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not going to give Alex anything that's
important, right?
By the way, can I just say that Alex has such great hair? I love Alex's hair. What a gorgeous.
Wait, I gotta look at Alex's hair now. Alex's hair. You like Alex's
What a gorgeous thick head of hair that just like with those highlights on it. Alex has great hair.
So yeah, they get sent. Lila gets sent away to be punished, and Abby gets sent back to her room. And then
and what's important there is that Abby and Lila are like, it's not fair, right? This is where they're first like, it's not fair. We should have an equal punishment, and we see what happens later with that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they think only Lila did it, or she thinks only Lila did it.
Well, that was the whole point, though.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know that in that instance that they wanted
that little punch, to take the attention away from Abby, so Abby can get the radio. Yeah. So Alex goes home.
Yeah. Alex notices the way the clothes are folded, just like at the school.
Yeah.
Messes them up, which
I didn't notice that. That.
Oh, really?
He looks at him like, why? Like Laura folded them exactly like that.
Yeah.
Still,
he has this what the fuck look on his face, and then he ruffles them up.
I didn't notice that. Just how the kids leave their clothes on the bed.
Little attention to detail. Yeah, they're Alex's clothes, I think, but she folded them like that. We have a fan just like that. We have 2 big box fans like that. They're really ancient, and like little pieces of them fall off inside the fan, but they still work. Sorry, I just happened to see it. I wanted to comment on the fan. So yeah, Alex talks to Abby, and Laura catches her here. And we don't really, I don't think Alex really finds much out from Abby in this part. He does kind of tell Abby, what they're doing really isn't illegal because they're like considered your legal guardians, that we need proof. I think they might talk about finding the notebook in this scene, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah.
But Laura hears Alex.
Yeah. And Laura is not happy that he's doing this. And yeah, they kind of, I forget exactly what they say, but they fight a little bit about it.
I mean, what you guys think about that? Because Laura was a little bit like, oh, Alex, you already lost one job for overstepping, right? Isn't that? And
yeah, I think that's what Laura says, something like that. Yeah, you already lost one job.
See, I'm torn with this because while I understand why Alex confides in Laura, he's had to have seen enough already, especially when he gets home and his clothes are folded like the school. I would definitely, no matter how much he loves her, I would definitely tread a little more cautious because of how close she is, because of her relationship with Evelyn. And something screwy is definitely going on. So while I get his thought process is, Evelyn, Laura's not going to betray me. At the same time, I'd still kind of be like, let me play this one a little closer to the vest for a little while.
But
so I was a little disappointed that he let it out so quick.
I also get why Laura's like, wait, you're talking on the phone to an underage girl who's in a school where her parents like paid for her to go there. Like
right. Yes.
I get what Laura's saying. Laura's stating facts. Laura's not saying like, I understand why you're concerned, Alex. Laura's like, but Laura's not. Yeah. Laura's a little bit, she's on the side of the school in that conversation, right?
Clearly. Yeah, clearly. Yeah. All right. So then we have the brainwashing or whatever.
Oh, Lila gets put in what they call the mirror room for the night.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for reflection. But it's really just Evelyn's recording chanting, like you were saying about you're on the floor, your mother's whatever.
That's a great shot. Right? Of Evelyn against
and
the
there
door.
is a projection of a fake door on the wall for them to try to open, I guess. I don't know.
It's symbolism.
I wouldn't be surprised if they drugged her before they threw her in here, to be honest.
Fair. And it was a very sort of, I mean, it's not like Clockwork Orange, but it's like shows that they
I hadn't thought of that, but yeah.
With projections and you're on drugs and you're supposed to try to like achieve
it's brainwashing, or at least that's what it appears to be. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Jamie. It's a brainwashing room for sure.
That's what it seems to be. Abby's sleeping while this is going on, or pretending to sleep. And there's the projection of the door. Okay, that was before she talks to Alex. But yeah, that's the end of it. And then I don't know, after she tries to open it, which she knows it's not there, so I'm not sure why. That's why I said I wonder if she was drugged, because like, why would you try to open a picture? I don't know if they just flashed to remind us about the door in the basement, because I saw that come up and I took a picture of it, and I don't know why it was in there, other than it was because I got a screen capture of it. Because that's her basement, right?
Yes, it was a transition.
It was a transition. Okay. I was trying to read what that says. There's something written on the top of the door. P-O.
Oh yeah, there we saw it in the early in week 1 or 2.
Did you ever find out what it said though?
It says ponder.
Oh, okay, ponder. Yeah, I
remember when they went down there in like the first or second week. Like Alex was like, "Oh, look at this door. Oh, it says pond. What does that say? Ponder." And turns around, and Laura's like, "Whoop!" Been upstairs. Laura's not in the basement.
Yeah, because it's creepy to her. But yeah, they show that. So
it says ponder on top of it.
So I would say that somebody in that basement painted the door of the school.
I mean, I kind of wonder, like, who painted it in the past.
Yeah, did somebody paint it because they were crazy and wanted to get out? Was it painted by Evelyn to drive somebody nuts?
Was it painted by Laura when she was a kid?
Yeah,
right?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Well, Laura didn't live there when she was a kid.
Well, but she went to the school. She went to the school, right?
Right.
So,
but I mean, according to Evelyn, the house was owned by somebody else, and she
bought
ended
it
up
recently.
She bought it in an auction. She doesn't know the history behind it, or
yeah.
All right.
So that was the end.
Yes.
And no, the end is Laura standing in the lake.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the end is like they go to sleep and Alex wakes up.
Maybe that's the beginning of the next one.
No, the end is Laura standing in the middle of the lake is the end of the episode.
Like waist deep in the lake.
Yeah.
Like having walked because Alex goes out there and grabs Laura and she goes limp in Alex's arms.
That's the end of the second episode, not the end of this episode.
Aren't we?
No, I mean,
are you saying we've only covered the first episode?
Yes, that's the end of episode 4. Yes.
All right, let's move along then. Let's go.
I mean, I think we've talked about pretty much.
We have, and some of it we can go through. I've been trying to move us along.
Because
he stashes the radio. We don't need to know about that. Okay. The one thing we do need to know about is that Abby. This is where she meets that woman in the bathroom.
Mule, right? This is Mule.
I don't remember. Mule.
Whenever she tells her next time, shit your pants. But she finds out that Mule is trying to learn French for her wedding. And she uses it as a way to get close to her in order to work in the kitchen to try to find his notebook.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Why do you think that all the orderlies don't have names? They're Rabbit, Mule, this and that, whatever.
So they can't get close to anybody, probably.
Evelyn, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't know if it was everybody or just these two because I have no idea who anybody else's name is.
No, because they call somebody Duck too. There's a Duck.
The beardy guy with the guitar. The beardy guy with the guitar is Duck, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So everybody has that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, she ends up getting closer to her. That's what that's about. Let's see. That's
because Abby's like, "Oh, you want to speak French? I'm Canadian. We all speak French."
I know, and she falls for it.
Yeah.
So great. So then the other part that we have that's important here, and we kind of talked about this a little bit, so we don't need to go too much into it, but her and her roommate are told to move the rocks from one side of the yard to the other. It's a punishment for what Lila did, but her roommate is given the punishment as well, because your roommate gets punished in the same way you do. You both have like when you do something good, you both get rewarded. When you do something bad, you both get punished.
Yeah,
and it's another power play. And I know Rabbit even said something like, that's something else.
But it's another example of a rule that they didn't learn until after they violated it. Like Abby, we saw this with Abby last week in the last 2 episodes. They're like, you didn't know about the rule until you violated it, which is
intentional.
Unfair, but intentional. Yes.
But Rabbit says something like, I learned that the hard way, like makes a comment about this. And we know that Rabbit was Laura's roommate. So my question is, was Rabbit a bad student or whatever you want to call it, or was Laura?
Yes. We learned that when Al in the previous episode, when Alex goes to tour the facility.
Oh, right. Okay, you're right.
I
forgot about that.
Yeah. But yeah, she makes a comment here about that she learned that the hard way too, that you get punished for what your roommate does. But this girl, and I don't remember her name. This girl,
Alexandra?
No,
that's the one.
That's not Alexandra.
That's Lila's roommate. Yeah.
Anyway, she basically tells Lila, this is all part of the game. You just got to go with what they tell you to do, because if you really want to get out of here, that's the best way to get out. Just follow the rules and eventually you'll make it out. And, just keep your head down. She doesn't want to get in trouble again. She's kind of, she's trying to help her. She's like, just do what she says. And even whenever she's the one getting punished for Lila, she gets
her name is Ello.
Ello, yeah.
Ello, Ello.
And who didn't see this coming, or once they moved the rocks that she was going to tell her to move them back?
Yeah,
I totally saw that coming.
Tell only her to do it.
I totally saw that coming.
No, because that's what we punished Lila by making her feel guilt and also making the two roommates be estranged, right? Like,
which isn't working, but is their point. And then let's see. What'd you say his name was? I already forgot his name again. Rory. He gets his room tossed because they're looking for the journal. They think he has it. And then if we're moving on, we jump to Alex at the farmer's market. Yeah. They meet this guy who used to go to the school and knew Laura. And I don't know what the point of telling us this was, because he makes a comment. I think they're trying to show you, and maybe I'm wrong, but I get the opinion that they're trying to show you as a viewer that some people, the school maybe helped, like honestly helped because they needed the discipline or they needed to be away from their family or whatever. So you kind of question, is it as evil as we feel like it is? Because he comes up and he basically says, oh, I was gay and my parents didn't like that. And they sent me to the school and they let me be who I really needed to be and who I am. And you're supposed to, I guess, feel like maybe it's not all bad. Did you get that opinion that was what you were supposed to think?
No.
Okay, then what was your take on it? Because I wasn't sure. It was a little weird to me.
My take was they're all brainwashed.
I mean, what's the point of telling us that they don't try to change them they don't try to change their sexuality? That's why I was kind of like, are they trying to say that some people maybe it really was beneficial for? I don't know. That's how I took it. I didn't know what it meant.
I don't think anything we've seen about that academy is beneficial. I think he's brainwashed just like everybody else.
I thought that he was one of the first people we've seen who didn't say, like, I noticed that they keep saying the word junkie. You're a junkie. They said to Lila, you're a junkie. Your parents think you're a junkie. Like, they keep using the word junkie. And like, that's not a word we use that much anymore. We say addict now, right? And I know it's set in 2003, but I was thinking, like, is junkie a thing in 2003, or like is junkie a word from like the 70s? And
junkie's still a thing, but
right? Yeah. I mean, it's a thing, but like, this is a place of therapy, and like you're supposed, like, would Evelyn call them a junkie? Would she call you an addict? I just keep noticing they say junkie a lot, which is a more of a, like, yes, okay, AJ, people still say it, but it's a pejorative term compared to like addict, right? And they're using like,
well, they don't say nice things about people at the academy. So junkie is the perfect word.
And my parents didn't want me to be gay. I thought it was a very different. He might be lying or over. First of all, like, if you want to go to gay conversion school, this might not be your rate. I don't know.
Hold on. Let me answer it this way, okay? From what we've seen, like Jamie said before, Evelyn is it seems like she's trying to get everybody to hate their parents. So of course the school is going to be accepting that he's gay because they want him to be brainwashed, and his parents don't want him to be gay. So they sent him here thinking that they were going to ungay him, which did not happen. The school was like, "Oh no, you want to be gay? Be gay. You don't need your parents. You have us.
You hate your anti-gay parents."
So again, all brainwashing. I don't know how that was supposed to make us think.
I just thought maybe they were trying to show that some people seem, because I know at the beginning they made it like Laura benefited from this. She's like, oh, I was, like you said, a junkie or whatever, and it got, it straightened me around.
Do you guys both think that Evelyn's point is to make them hate their parents?
I think that's a big part of it.
I think that's definitely. I mean, yeah, it's probably a lot easier to control them.
All right, yeah. If you feel your parents don't love you and they've dumped you there, and you won't try to call them and be like, "Get me the fuck out of here," then yeah, it's easier to run that school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nobody seems to leave town after they get out. Nobody goes home.
Yeah. How did Laura get out that she ended up meeting Alex? That was a little.
I don't know, right?
I mean, I guess maybe some people do leave. I mean, we got the guy in Toronto.
Yeah.
The guidance counselor.
Yeah, guy.
So I mean, some people do leave, but they never lose their cultness.
Yeah, and Laura doesn't. So here we are at this. Laura doesn't maybe know every person in the farmer's market. Like, we're going to see a seat. You're going to flick the picture, right, to that crazy woman who's like, "Oh, the baby," but she doesn't maybe seem to know Laura.
Yeah, that woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she she doesn't do anything yet. She's like watching her.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Okay, then we go. That's where she tells her she'll teach her French if she.
Oh,
Abby
he tells her. You mean that's when Abby tells Mule, "I can teach you French."
Yeah, if you let me work in the kitchen, which is when they are trying to find the book. Which the whole reasoning is Rory tells her that if Riley hid it anywhere, it would have to be in the kitchen because that's where he worked.
Right.
So that's what that's about.
Yeah. And working in the kitchen seems to be a very high level, and Mule only allows her favorite people to work in the kitchen. Right.
Right.
Yeah. And then we have this asshat.
He's a real jerk, right? He's a real jerk.
He is.
I kind of like Daniel though.
Why?
He's trying to cause trouble.
Why do
he tries to say they're trying.
Wait! Stop! I want to hear why AJ kind of likes him.
Because he doesn't seem to give a shit. Like he's probably the kid that is most against everything other than Lila. You know, he's not letting them control him in any way, shape, or form, no matter how much trouble he gets in.
But he's such a bully. Like he humiliates Rory because. Well,
let me ask you something. I mean, not that. He's a jerk in that way. Let me ask you something.
Because he can. Yeah.
Before this scene here, what did you guys think of Rory?
I liked Rory.
I feel like him and feel sorry for him. Like I think that he's a kid who, I mean, none of these kids belong here, but I think Rory's problems do not require him to be in this kind of a therapeutic school. I feel sorry for him. Does he lie? Yes. But
that's what I'm saying. We don't know.
These kids
until this scene, we don't really know how much of a liar he is.
Yeah.
So that's why, prior to this scene, I liked Rory, but I felt like like everybody here, there's something off. There's something we don't know about him yet. And after the scene, we find out he's a compulsive liar. Like nothing Rory says is true, at all. So it's like, you know what? I can almost kind of understand why some of the kids treat him the way they do, because I mean, if you're dealing with a compulsive liar,
that's what you're inferring from it, though. They never say that. I definitely didn't take it that way. Although it kind of makes sense, but I didn't.
I agree with you, AJ, but I think maybe I thought he lies to protect himself, to aggrandize himself against bullies.
Yeah.
It has the opposite effect.
I know, but he's like 15, 14, and maybe he doesn't get it. But I don't think. Okay, so is Rory a liar? Yes. Is Rory untrustworthy? Yes. Is Rory malicious? I think no. I mean, we don't know yet, but I think right now that Rory's not a. I don't think
he's malicious.
He's untrustworthy and he's a mess, but is he malicious? Daniel, I think, is malicious.
I think he is, but I wonder if he could be an ally, because you're right. He doesn't listen to he's not somebody who's going to I'm going to turn you in just to get them happy with me.
Daniel?
Daniel. Sorry. He's against the man.
No, I think Daniel's like, I'll turn you in unless you give me 20 oatmeal packets or whatever.
Maybe, but at least you know where you stand.
I don't think Daniel would turn you in just to be a jerk, whereas Stacy would turn you in just to be a jerk, right?
Right, definitely. But yeah, there's this whole scene where he tries to say they're sleeping together, and then he says, "Well, no, because she don't like you," and it's just like a whole bullying thing going on.
It's very humiliating. It's hard to watch. Yeah. It's really
because clearly it looks like Rory likes Abby, or at least they're implying that. Whether he really does, because I thought, you know what I thought they were going to say? I thought they were going to say, whenever he said that he wasn't Riley's best friend, I thought they were going to say that he was like his boyfriend or something.
Or that he hit on him and he was rejected or whatever.
Yeah, and then that didn't go that way. That wasn't what happened. So I was a little surprised with that. Let's see. A cute shot.
Oh, this is when they have to move the rocks. This is the rock movie.
Yeah, we talked about the rocks.
And Lila didn't get it. Lila really didn't get it at first.
No, she didn't. But I think by the end she does. And then back at the farmer's market, there's a puppet. And of course, our man in yellow there, Doug Hughes.
The man in yellow, yes. Did you recognize him?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
He's one of the star learners, and he's going to make, he's like, I'll make you blankets.
Well, and to be fair, he's wearing a hat that is very like the man in yellow, right?
That's true. I doubt that's why, but that's true.
No, but the hat happens to be like that hat made him.
It is.
More like,
but yeah, whether we'll see him again, I don't know, because I haven't seen the rest of the series, but I'm guessing this might be it.
And but Alex is like, oh, can you make a little baby hat? Can you make a little? And the guy's like, oh, I've never made one that small, but I'll try to make a baby hat and I'll drop it by the house. And Alex is like, fuck, another person who knows who I am and who the hell. Right?
And I think this was a clue here, though, the fact that he's never made anything for a baby. Like when people knit or whatever, they usually make baby stuff, but he's never made a baby blanket.
That's true. Like the first sock I needed, they were like, start with a baby sock. It's very small.
Yeah.
Start with a baby blanket. It's very small. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was probably cluing us in, and we didn't pick up on it.
I
definitely didn't. And then there's a scene where the lady flips out over her baby, which was really creepy.
And what she says is like, "Oh, perfect baby, I love you already," and she like falls on her knees and starts crying.
Maybe the baby is going to take over for Evelyn. Maybe the baby's being bred to take over.
Maybe it's like Rosemary's Baby, and it's like,
I don't know, something. Okay, then we have the spray painting. Now, we already talked about this. We find out that the kid here, this kid, I don't know his name, he is living with Wayne, that these kids, after they're done at the school, they get placed in the town with different residents, which pretty much means likely everybody does, and probably none of them go back to their parents, or at least that's their hope.
That's the impression.
Yeah, and this is where... I
mean, did you guys both think that when you saw this, that no kid ever goes home, they all stay?
No, but I'm guessing that's what it's implying.
That was the impression I got from this scene. I definitely started to wonder that.
Yeah.
And I mean, where Alex realizes there's no kids here, because he starts asking, what do you ever talk to kids who don't go to the school? And he's like, what? Like what kids? Like there are.
Yeah, it's funny. Until Alex said something, I hadn't even noticed.
Nope, I didn't either.
And that's why Alex says they don't notice it, because it's something that's missing, not something that's there. But yes, there are no children in the town except graduates of the school.
Well, I didn't notice there were no children either. And it made me think, AJ, you watch Peacemaker, right?
Yeah. So I know where you're going with it.
I mean, it was very similar to what happened on Peacemaker, like in these last 2 weeks, where Jamie okay, if anybody has not watched Peacemaker, sorry, I just dropped an ice cube on the floor. If you haven't watched Peacemaker, cover your ears now while I'm going to give a spoiler. Jamie, in Peacemaker, he goes to another dimension where he thinks his life is so much better, and then he realizes there are no Black people. And James Gunn was very careful, in all the background scenes, there were no Black people, and a lot of fans didn't notice it. It
wasn't just Black people. There was nobody. There was only white people.
Nobody of any kind of color.
And the reason behind it is because the Nazis won World War II.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it was kind of a similar thing where it's in the background and you don't notice it until they tell you, right?
Yeah, until it happens, then you're like, oh shit, how did I
not see that? Yeah.
Yeah. So very similar in the same week of these two episodes. This idea that, there's no children, and did we notice it? But now we notice it.
Yeah. And then we have, here is Laura helping that woman. And I still think she seemed like she was chanting to her like something Evelyn would say, which is where I had gotten that from.
I mean, I don't want to disagree with you. I personally felt it was a little more like a kind of Eastern laying hands, like channeling energy kind of thing, but it was weird. Yeah, it was.
I don't know. It sounded like brainwashing stuff to me.
Laura wasn't like, "Oh, I'm a therapist. Call me tomorrow."
She was like, "Oh, you can do this." All right. So then, we go to back to the school, and this is where Stacy tells her that she's getting a special perk, and basically says she's going to leap because she's at the highest level, which means she's passed the school, I guess, and she's ready to graduate, basically.
And look at that shot where Stacy is standing on a step, so she's like 2 feet taller than the girl she's talking to, right? I mean, this is called ascend, right?
Ascended.
It's called ascend. She's already at ascend. Now we learn there's a secret level above ascend that Stacy's going to.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Stacy over these, like, before the scene?
She is creepy as hell.
I hate. She's creepy. I do not like Stacy.
I don't like Stacy either. As a character, I don't either.
I don't like her
either. So
I mean, I don't like her either, but I kind of feel like has Stacy been so abused that she's like this perpetually sunny kind of, and yet
it sounded like she was sick, like she had OCD, and she thinks this is going to cure her. That's what I got out of it.
I don't know. I wonder
if that's what they were implying or not, but she keeps saying like I wanted to be clean. I don't know if that's what they meant or not, but that was kind of how I
wonder how much of this was Stacy before she got there and how much she is since she got there. Because I think if you're an OCD person, and we saw her scratching her leg and whatever, and that's brought up, like, is that why you send your kid to a school like that? Like all the other kids have been like stealing and acting up.
But to be fair, I'm sure there's kids like that get like lost in the system because their parents don't want to deal with them. I would not be surprised if they send a kid.
I'm just saying it seems like Tall Pines seems to be a place for rebellious children.
It does.
Who take drugs, who fight, who do this and that. And Stacy doesn't fit in that. And I just feel like, has she been there while I've been beaten down until she's become this sort of like very fake place?
Yeah. I don't know. But either way,
I think
took it that way and took it that she thought that this was going to cure her of whatever is wrong.
Oh, whatever this thing Evelyn is saying, I'm going to do for you. She thinks is the whole cure for adulthood.
That's why I took it that like she came in there maybe with that and was kind of like, oh, I graduate and everything will be all, what is it? Rainbows and sunshine or puppies and whatever they say in Z Nation. I forget.
I feel like a part of this show is about like they're trying to cure like being a teenager. They're trying to cure rebellion. They're trying to cure like things that maybe are natural. Like I'm not saying that like a lot of teenagers drink a little, try a few drugs. Okay, Lila was a little further down the road, but we've said earlier, we don't think Lila and Abby are like really very bad kids, right?
No, but they were failing out of school and taking drugs. They weren't good, adjusted children, but they weren't bad.
But
they weren't like stealing things and beating people up and that kind of thing.
And it feels like their parents went from zero to nuclear. Like Abby and Lila were in their normal local public school. As far as we know, they were having no therapy, a little detention once in a while, and then they go directly to prison, right? Like their parents do.
Abby's parents are a little more surprising. Lila's mom is not surprising because it seems like Lila's mom, the little we've seen of her,
she's not capable of.
It looks like she's glad that Lila's gone. I'm assuming that they're both still dealing with the death of her sister.
Yeah.
It seems like mom has kind of shut herself off from the outside world. Again, we've only seen her mother twice, but that's the impression.
Very depressed, almost kind of catatonic, right? Abby should.
Abby's parents seemed like they maybe cared about their kids, maybe not enough, but they weren't necessarily horrible parents.
I would not agree with you that the other kids, like that Lila's mother doesn't care about her. She has a wholly different level of trauma going on.
Right. But she's not parenting like she should be.
Okay, fair. But you said,
I meant Abby's parents. I'm saying it seems like Abby's parents cared about them. They took care of their children. they maybe were not the nicest parents and didn't treat her maybe what she needed, but I don't feel like they were, I don't feel like they, like, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. Like they were trying to do what they could for Abby. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that they realized like this was what was going to happen.
Here's the thing with the thing about the show that I've noticed a lot of is we aren't given a lot of information. So I feel like because of the situation with the girls, I feel like the guidance counselor must have talked to her parents and been like, hey, there's this place that can help your daughter and it'll get her away from Lila.
Yeah,
and Dad was probably, and Dad, who is very domineering and overbearing, was probably like, yeah, just what she needs. Mom, as we said last week, didn't seem as keen on the idea, and we know her sister was downright against it. So, Dad definitely controls the situation at home.
It just, from what we know, it appears that they went from zero, like perfect daughter.
Right. No, I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
I definitely think the majority of the kids at this school are supposed to be problem children that they couldn't deal with.
I think a lot of it is Evelyn herself. She is a very good salesperson.
She is. Yeah,
she's like, oh, your kid is probably on drugs. Your kid is a junkie.
Yeah, she can manipulate. She knows exactly what to say and how to manipulate the parents over the phone. I think in person it wouldn't work as good, but I mean, this whole situation makes very good sense to me because if you want to start a cult to rule the world, teenagers are the perfect ones to do it to, because you're not going to do it to adults are a lot harder to convince and think the way you want them to think once they hit that point where, once you're over 18, it's much harder to mold your thinking to a singular way. Teenagers are perfect, because they're all over the place to begin with, and then and on top of that, you convince them your parents didn't want you. They sent you here. They still don't want you. We're your only one.
Well, I think a lot of teenagers already think your parents hate you, or
fair enough. Fair enough.
Teenagers kind of hate themselves, right? And they hate everyone and everything, and it's part of like the idea that you hate your parents or they hate you. It's just a part of like breaking away and being able to move out of the house and go on, right? Like, but I also think like Evelyn, this idea that we talked about earlier, like, look, do I think Abby and Lila smoked too much pot during the school day? Yes. Do I think they're junkies? No. Are they junkies? No, they're not, but Evelyn's like go-to thing is like, your daughter's a junkie, I can help her, right? Like she's definitely putting these kids in the worst possible light so that parents will feel afraid and she can get control, right? It is a little shocking to me that Abby's parents seem to have done they're like, oh, she's so annoying, until like they went from 0 to 60. Lila's mother also, but that household had a lot of trauma, so that's different, right? But it's all kind of weird, and like I don't want to pull that thread too hard about why. The major question is why Abby's parents sent her there, and let's not focus on that because it'll all fall apart.
Yeah, true. There's the rocks here.
Oh, the rocks.
All right. So,
actually, didn't Sawyer and Kate have to move a lot of rocks in Lost, right?
Yeah, I guess they did.
Yeah.
Big pile. So Rory, Abby forgives Rory after he apologizes and says, that I forget what his reasoning is that he lied, but he wasn't friends with him, but he knew something happened and he wanted to figure it out, and that's why he
roommates with Riley. They were, first of all, Rory and Riley, how annoying, but Riley hated him. And Riley punched him in the head. Riley never spoke to him, and then one night punched him in the. After he leaped, right? He was like, "I don't want to leap." He said, "I don't want to leap," and then he ran away.
Right.
Yeah. So something was up. So yeah, she forgives him, and he becomes a diversion and drinks soap. I thought he was just going to get the diarrhea everywhere. I didn't know he was going to throw up everywhere.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was awesome. But he spews blue soap everywhere, and she sneaks back down into the basement.
He took one for the team, big time.
Yeah, and this is where she sees the leap, which I don't know is some really fucked up baptism. Is the only way I could describe it.
That's Stacy's leap. Yeah, she sees.
Yeah,
Stacy.
They put her in the water, which I guess is not clean water.
I want to make this bigger so I can see it. Is
that a little better? I can zoom in a little bit.
No. I need to make it bigger on my own thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's somebody standing up against the thing, and she's in the water, right?
Yeah, and this is where they're chanting that stuff or whatever about, like you said, on
your mother. You're lying in your bed. You're crying for your mother, and the creepy part is when they're like, your mother opens her mouth. Inside her mouth is a door, right? That's so creepy.
Yeah, it's weird. And that freestanding door is there. Whatever it is, it seems to do what they wanted it to. She starts yelling. We don't really know what is going on yet.
Is it mental? Is it psychological? Is it the door? Are you on drugs? Are you having religious experience? Is it sci-fi? We have no idea yet, right?
Oh, yeah. But whatever it was they were trying to accomplish, they seem to have accomplished it. And Abby has seen it happen and is freaked out. Then there is some stuff with the two of them fighting because this is where Alex says to Laura, there's no children here. It's only, that I noticed this. And she finds out that Laura already realized this. And this is where Laura says, but it's going to be different. Ours is going to be the first baby. And then they're going to have other children here too. And that's where I'm kind of like, what? Either A, Evelyn is completely lying to her and they're going to take this baby away from her, or there's something else going on we're totally not getting yet, is the way I took this scene.
So I felt like it's maybe a setup. Like Laura has married Alex. She's gotten pregnant by, whatever it means.
I would assume artificial insemination.
Artificial insemination, right? And at this point, I was like, wait a minute, is Laura in on this like no baby thing, and she's lured Alex into like coming here, right? Like has Laura been planning this?
Could be Evelyn's lying to her too.
Yeah. No. Yes. Also, I personally suspected Laura at this moment.
I wasn't sure what to think, but like I said, for all we know, she could have been inseminated with an egg from maybe Evelyn had her eggs frozen and she was inseminated with her egg because they couldn't get pregnant. Who knows?
Well, I think it's probably Laura is the biological mother.
Yes,
whatever.
But
I do believe that Alex and Laura are a legitimate couple, married couple in love.
Yes,
by
it's
them together.
Jamie,
unless it's a clone.
I want a clarification.
Both their babies anyway.
Jamie, Evelyn had her eggs frozen because who couldn't get pregnant?
No, I said for all we know, maybe Evelyn had her eggs frozen and Laura's been inseminated with Evelyn's eggs. I was just saying,
right.
Like, is it possible that she was inseminated with her baby? And
I heard you say that part, but then I thought you said because they couldn't get pregnant.
No, I just said, I said because it's not, unless it's a clone, it can't be genetically both Laura and Alex's child, obviously.
Yeah, there might be ways.
One or the other, but not both.
Yeah, okay, so... it doesn't really matter. What matters is like what the plans are for this baby.
No, I was just I misheard. I guess I heard I heard.
I was just saying like maybe because remember how I said like maybe she's like grooming Laura. It made me think like is it possible that she wants the baby, and that's why I said like maybe like you see all those movies where like they inseminate the woman with somebody else's egg or whatever.
Oh no, I think it's possible she wants the baby, but I think it's more psychological and whatever because of like. I do think that Laura's time at the academy makes her very susceptible to Evelyn and maybe sorry for my camera. I think that at watching this at this point, I think that Laura fell in love with Alex for whatever reason. They decided to get pregnant. They're having a baby. She's already pregnant when they decide to move back to Tall Pines, right?
Right.
So I don't see any way that there could be any like suspicious nonsense with their whatever, right?
I get why you think it though, Jamie.
No,
The
yeah,
whole
I'm
thing
just
was crazy town, right? But
yeah, it is.
but I really thought at that moment that like, has Laura been in on it and has she lured Alex into something, or has Laura also genuinely been lured into it as well?
Laura has been brainwashed because Laura even says something to her like, "I don't know why I keep listening to Evelyn."
She says
So,
to
like,
him, to Alex,
she
you
says
mean?
to Alex. Sorry, she says to Alex. So she seems to know. There seems to be a part of her that knows that maybe Evelyn isn't 100% what she should be listening to. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now is the weird scene where I thought that was the other guy, but it's not because the one guy is from, is from
this is the hands. The hands. Yeah.
Yeah. So she brings
Lila
in, washes off her hands, and makes her talk about her sister and just in general kind of gives her like a therapy session. And Lila sees what she's doing. And I said, I feel like Lila knew what she was doing and was trying to kind of game her back by telling her what she wanted to hear, but it didn't come off maybe as much as she wanted it to. Like she still was affected by it. How did you take that?
I definitely feel like she's getting to her.
Yeah, but she definitely knew what she was doing, though. I feel like she.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
and yet she's like, I agree. Like Lila knows what she's doing, but Evelyn hits her at her most vulnerable.
Yeah, still affecting her.
But the whole thing of her like, thank you, I'm sorry, and all that, I think was bullshit. I didn't believe any.
Oh yeah. I mean, Lila, like the whole washing the hands, I thought was total bullshit. That was very sort of biblical. It was sort of biblical and nonsense. And she's like, "Oh, Lila, let me wash your hands." Meanwhile, Lila's roommate is still outside, like hauling rocks, right? Like Lila knows this is a scam. But when she brings up Jess, then Lila she knows how to put an arrow right in her heart. Yeah, I think AJ that she's getting to her a little bit.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I agree with you, AJ, that she's getting to her a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Agree.
Sorry, rephrase it. I agree with AJ.
Okay, I agree with that too. So that's fair. So she calls Evelyn, big surprise. Laura does, and tells her what's going on. And Evelyn, this is where she tells Evelyn that she loves Alex, and if Alex wants to leave, she's leaving with him. And this is where Evelyn starts blackmailing her, which surprised me. That part I didn't expect.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And Evelyn is like, hey, your wife killed Riley. You know, we got rid of that problem, but if you try to leave,
your husband killed Riley.
Yeah, what did I say?
You said wife.
You said wife.
Sorry, husband. Her husband killed Riley, obviously in self-defense or whatever, but Evelyn is trying to make it like, it was Alex's fault, and they will go to the cops with that. So now she has scared Laura.
Alex would have been way better off in a bigger city, calling in somebody and being like, let's investigate.
Yeah, she needs to go out. He needs to go outside of the town, definitely.
They've been able to cover it up. And this is one of the more creepy parts, I think, of.
Yeah, and the thing is that
and Evelyn does it. It's not like Dwayne does it or the police chief. It's like Evelyn, who is like, oh, Laura, we're going to protect your husband, right?
Yeah, but you have to do what we say or we won't. Because technically, you know, the truth is, Alex, she also says something like about how Alex lost his job or whatever, got in trouble with the old police department.
We don't know about that, but.
So she's saying, you know, they wouldn't believe him, is basically what she's saying. Because technically, Alex could go to a real policeman outside of the town and say, this is what happened, not get in trouble, but it's scaring Laura. She's blackmailing and scaring.
She says something along the lines of, and nobody's going to believe Alex because of his past.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not that we know what that is.
Yes, we do not know. All right. Then we
I kind of want to know what that is. I kind of really want to know what that is.
Yeah, I definitely do too.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Okay, then we have Lila, who is watching the girl that I can't remember her name getting undressed. It's clear
her roommate. Ella.
I definitely think they're implying that they're going to have some kind of relationship.
Really?
I thought that, I mean, to me, it looked like she was watching her get undressed. I mean, it wasn't, she may not have been, but to me, that's what it was implying.
You're right. They did show her taking off her shirt. We saw her bare back without her bra.
Yeah,
but
she seemed to be
part
kind
where
of
they touch hands.
trying to covertly watch her. But yeah, her holding her hand, I don't think necessarily means anything. I think she said something like, "I'm sorry," and I think she's kind of like, I didn't want this to happen to you.
I think it was an apology. Holding
hands.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that holding hands necessarily meant anything. I just mean,
I definitely think Lila I think that Lila definitely has a crush, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, so then there's more of her being blackmailed. Then then Abby talks to
Alex
some more, and Alex is finally not accidentally, but kind of has to admit that Riley died because Abby's like, well, Riley got away. You have to help us. We can get away. And Alex is like, no, Riley didn't get away. Riley died. He kind of had to tell her because he doesn't want her trying to get away and getting hurt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, was it good she found out? Maybe not.
And I think maybe also Alex is not a guy who wants to lie to this person, right?
Yeah. But Alex says to her, you can't tell anybody. And Abby says, why wouldn't anyway? Because it would everybody lose their hope. Like, this is what's keeping them together, knowing that somebody escaped.
Actually, I really like that part. I thought Abby showed Abby showed real maturity and kind of leadership, right?
I agree. But Alex, does say that, legally they have guardianship over you. They're not doing anything completely illegal. Like, we need to find something to use as, proof.
Yeah, they're your guardian, and we can't really, they're totally done. And Abby says things like, oh my God, all of our food is brown and there's no ketchup for the tea.
Yeah, I know. I know Jamie would consider that hell no ketchup, but I don't think that's true hell. But yeah, she's not happy with that. Yeah, I know. When she said all that, I'm thinking, yeah, that's really proving your case. So yeah, but she's stuck there for now. And then we see somebody, I forget who, is burning.
It's Duck.
It's burning. Now that I know his name, it's Duck.
Okay, is burning Riley's notebook, and it says, "I can't see her face anymore." That is written there. So what does that mean?
I can't see her face anymore.
It's not lost. It's not lost. Don't read into it.
Yeah.
No, I doubt it. I don't know, but it could mean. I figured maybe it's like he can't see his mother's face anymore because she's like.
Hearing you say it now, yeah, that would be my guess. I did not get that deep into it and read it.
I didn't even notice it to show it, but
I only noticed it because I'm looking at the screen capture up close. Yeah. And then this is where Stacy kisses her on the head.
So creepy. So creepy.
And Abby is clearly uncomfortable, but is afraid to do anything about it smartly. Yeah, very, very creepy.
Stacy was kind of a very vindictive, I will tell on you, you're violating the rule. She was very and now she's like, I'm gonna kiss you good morning. She's changed on.
Well, and that's the thing, because you are ascended and you leapt, you're allowed to touch people now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if she's leaving.
Yeah, right.
I thought maybe it was a goodbye, not a hello. But I don't know.
Oh,
it was
maybe,
weird.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Either way, it was weird.
Yeah.
And then this is where we have Laura sleepwalking out into the water. And that was the end.
Oh, she walks into the water. And
now it brings her back. And
she just walks in the water. Is at the end? Does Alex go in after her? Or she just stops
Alex
in the water.
Goes in after her. Alex does go in after her.
Yeah.
Brings her out. And that is the end.
And she appears to be sleepwalking, right?
Yeah.
She appears to be sleepwalking. She's not.
Well, apparently, I mean, the way Alex says it, I feel like it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's not the first time
she's before from what happened.
It's not her first sleepwalking. Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. Wow. So much.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, for a show, there's not a lot to discuss. We discussed it way too long.
Yes, we did.
But it's pretty. There's so much going on.
There is a lot. There is
all the stuff that's going on with these kids and with Evelyn, and you're not really sure. And I had all some right. All right.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. We will do episode 5 and 6 next week. So moving on to where is my
Marvel?
gotta find the file.
Zombies.
I got it. Did you cap it or did I only cap it?
No, I did. I'm just trying to figure out why it's not showing. It's not letting me switch. Hold on.
Oh, because I did a little bit of Marvel Zombies.
Did it show or did I click the wrong thing? Oh, you clicked off of it.
I only did that.
Okay, because I got pictures. If I can get it to show up, give me a second.
All right, go ahead. I did like only the pictures that were from the press dump. So you do your thing.
Yeah, I didn't take a whole lot, but I took some.
So Marvel Zombies. So we had a long talk among the three of us on text yesterday, being like, "Do you need to know? Do you not need to know? Do you need to remember?" Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I just wanted to remember more than
drove ourselves crazy about it. So, this was the first. How many? 4? Really?
Yeah, there's
4. Yeah, it's 4, Karen. I don't know where you got 8 from.
I watched everything that was up on my thing. So.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It was 4 half-hour episodes, so I don't know why you thought you watched so much.
Because it felt like it was forever. I guess because it was annoying, and I didn't really like this that much. I mean, was it an okay way to watch some TV? Okay, but I didn't really.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same. Like it was okay, but it wasn't great. I mean, I get like the point of it, and I think the idea of the superheroes and the zombies is kind of a cool idea, but I don't love the story, and I feel like the whole point of this story is just so they can kill as many superheroes as they can.
So I want to ask AJ because I think Marvel Zombies might have been in the comic books, right?
Yeah, it's a comic.
Stuff on it, yeah.
It's a comic, yeah.
So part of it was written by Kirkman.
Have you read it, AJ? What do you think about it? You're our
I've read pieces of the zombies storyline, and I enjoyed this. It was just fun, you know. One thing I kind of liked was, you know, even though it's completely different, you know, separate alternate timeline, I kind of liked seeing the 3 young Avengers together.
I did also.
I like the characters.
One thing I got to say about the show is I feel like they really don't want us to forget about Shang-Li because he's like in even though he's only had one movie, he's in everything else. He's been in What If a couple times. He's in this.
All the animation, he's around.
It's like they're like they don't want to. Now, one thing that I thought was kind of funny.
Wait. What?
What is it? Oh, Shang-Chi. Never mind. That is his superhero name, isn't it? Or is that his human name? I can't remember.
No, it's Shang-Chi. He goes by Sean. He goes by
Sean, but his name is Shang-Chi.
Okay. I was thinking.
But he goes by Sean.
Because I was thinking.
One thing that was kind of not that I think Blade is ever going to get made with all the problems that we've had, but Mashallah Ali was not doing the voice of Blade.
No.
Which is interesting because he has done the voice before, but he's not now. So.
No, not everybody has joined in here, and I didn't love Blade in this. I mean, look, I'd like to see Blade being remade again, also, but I didn't really love Blade. And of course, Blade was actually the
crossover.
Blade Knight. They call him Blade Knight.
Yeah, they call him Blade Knight.
He's not really Blade as we know him,
right?
Which was a little disappointing, right?
Well, he's still the Daywalker. I mean, he's still a vampire.
Yeah, but he's also
Moon Knight, which is pretty. I don't know. I thought he was pretty cool.
It was kind of cool, and I liked it later whenever they fried him. And you saw his skeleton, like it had vampire teeth. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so the first part of the story is Kamala and Kate and
Riri.
Ironheart. And of course, they each have their own series on Disney Plus. But is their part of getting the transmitter that they think will save the world? And wrote it down where it ended. I had here's my damn notes. Sorry.
Well, it was
it's them getting the transmitter, but it's also when they end up dead, except for Kamala, and then that's when she meets Blade. And she needs to take the transmitter to a S.H.I.E.L.D. thing in Ohio, and that's where they meet the Romanoffs as well. So that's kind of the first storyline is up to what happens with
until she gets there. Her friends are killed. It was
There is a fun scene though when they get in the truck. Did you hear the name of the truck, Karen?
The name of the truck was, yes, I heard. What was it again?
Uhura.
Uhura, yes. She says,
And then
like,
when
Uhura, yeah.
and then when Kamala gets in the back seat, she's like, engaged, number
Wait.
one.
And when she said it, I actually said it out loud myself. Engaged, number one. I said it also. It was great. I really enjoyed seeing the three young girls together. You know, this show through these first episodes is Kamala Khan's show. I think it's like from her POV.
Yeah.
Kamala Khan. I love seeing these girls. We haven't seen Kate in a while. I mean, I don't love Riri. I haven't seen Kate in a while. It was great seeing them, and then it becomes Kamala Khan eventually. Yeah. Who I love. We love Kamala Khan.
Yeah, Kamala's awesome.
Yes.
We also have great. We also have Headless Iron Man back there, the suit.
Yeah, we do back in the suit.
I don't remember why they put a mirror on its head, but
and I love it.
Why not?
I love Iman Vellani's doing the voice. I know AJ, you love her also, Iman Vellani, who was the original voice, and this was great. And then we get into the next series, the next chunk.
Yeah, they find the transmitter in that zombie. I keep wanting to say walker. That if they can transmit, they can somehow, I don't remember what the reasoning is, but somehow it'll save the world.
If they can send it to space, somehow they can.
Yeah, Nova Corps will come and save the world.
No, they want to contact the
Nova Corps in order to get them to get rid of the zombies. Nova Corps, the aliens, Nova Corps.
And they believe that somehow Nova Corps has the technology to fix them, and that's the whole plan. Yeah. It's basically an SOS, basically, right? Yeah.
Basically. And the mountain has been removed. So they go through the mountain, and unfortunately, they find gods they're fighting, which is
some crazy shit.
I'm trying to remember who's there. There's a zombie horde, but there's also
there's no. They don't even know.
Oh, Captain Marvel. Captain
Marvel.
Yeah. Sorry.
Zombie Captain Marvel.
Yep. And Scarlet Witch. I think at this point, right?
No. It's only like they don't even know what's happening until Zombie Captain Marvel comes, and I don't even know if they recognize it, but it's Zombie Marvel.
It is, but I thought she was fighting somebody else. I didn't remember. Okay,
no,
anyway. Yeah. Anyway, Riri and Kate end up zombied, and this is where she meets Blade, who is going to take her to a SHIELD office in Ohio so they can find out.
He's Moonblade. Can I stop here? I want to stop here, and reiterate the question we had before. Why is Blade being not I would like to see Blade
as Blade.
I love Blade, right? I want to see Blade, and we have Moonblade, who's Moon Knight. I don't know.
I kind of see it both ways. It would have been nice to have just Blade, but I also think it's kind of cool.
I didn't really like the Moon Knight show, so I guess that's
that's a whole different can of worms.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say before was Captain Marvel. She was fighting Icarus.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Eternals.
Whoops, not yet.
Zombie.
All right.
So he eventually gets down to this
place in Ohio. They eventually get there. He takes her there, and they run into this horde of zombies that are being controlled by the Romanoffs here. Alexei and the one that's from Thunderbolts that I can't think of her name, and her mother.
Elena,
and I don't remember her mother's name.
Mila, I think.
Mila. Okay. So they are somehow controlling them with science. They science them.
And they do say some science, blah, blah. Somebody says, why can you do that? Blah, 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 science.
Yeah. And they're saying they look at the transmitter and they say that in order to send out a signal to Nova Corps, they got to get it into outer space. So they have to somehow get a spaceship. So the plan is to get to New Asgard to do that. And
the last time we see New Asgard, it was New Asgard is a very small little community in Canada, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But there are a lot of zombies that are being led by the one from
Okoye.
Okoye.
Okay. And there's also Captain America zombie there.
Half of him.
Yeah, half of him, which Lexi squishes. But yeah, she does control again more of the zombie horde. Now, was this Ghost? Is that who that was supposed to be? Was Ghost?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, that was Ghost.
But Yelena's mother ends up killed, and they're upset, obviously. Oh wait, that's all I have for this episode. So Alexei says that they have to honor her and they have to go on, and so they're all going to go to New Asgard is the end of the episode, basically.
I mean, I think that my favorite shot, I love the zombie Captain America. Half Captain America was great.
Yeah, you're right, half. But he's like, Alexei's like, what happened to the other half? We never did find out what happened to the other half.
I love that.
He got cut in half in the original What If.
So,
right. But I mean, I assumed we were going to like see his other half the way he said that. We never did. So it was just kind of funny.
I mean, I like seeing something. So I did not go back and refresh myself, which is fine. I watched all of What If, but I know like you don't really have to remind yourself. I love that.
I know, but it helps a bit.
I love some of this.
Alive.
There's a level at which this is just kind of a fun thing, right? Like if you want to see your favorite Avenger as a zombie or see them fight zombie, it's fine. So I really love seeing like Steve Rogers as a zombie. I really also enjoyed seeing the three girls. Like I love Kamala Khan. I like Kate. I don't hate Riri, but seeing the three teenage girls been living together for 5 years, getting their shit together, but this seemed to be a real Kamala Khan thing happening, right? She's the lead character, I think, right now, right?
Yes. Yeah, I would definitely say that she's the lead character here. So we go to the second episode. And by the way, you said you don't like the animation style. See, I like the 3D animation. It's really toon shaded 3D animation. I don't know. I like it.
I mean, if you watch, and you did watch the original, like What If or whatever, like there were different animation episodes for across different episodes, right? And they're choosing this kind of method. I just don't love this animation style. Sometimes I feel like it's a little puppety. Right, that there'll be a great like background, but
that's why I said it's because it's 3D rendered, like it's like a toon shaded 3D render.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't move in a realistic way ever.
No,
right? Like it
kind of a mixture of 2D and 3D.
Yeah. It's just not my favorite kind. And for me, that I don't love animation ever. I don't watch any animation outside of this in my life. So whatever. Anyway.
All right. So then we get, when we go to the next episode, we get Katie and Shang-Chi, and I could not get one in focus. They kept being out of focus.
Ooh, this is like a flashback kind of to the original.
It's to the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, I guess. We also see that some of the zombies, people then into zombies, have been grown from
PIM particles.
Yeah, PIM particles, because there's like some zombies walking around. Let me ask you a question, because I don't know if this is something that's just in the cartoon or I completely forgot this from the original movie in Shang-Chi, but Katie never got the rings, did she? Wasn't it just him that had them? Or am I missing something?
No, it's just him.
It's just
him. Because I thought it was interesting they both had a set, but yeah.
He gives them 2.
Well, it was 5 and 5.
Yeah.
He had 10. He gives her 5 later in the episode.
Yeah. And then this guy, I don't remember his name, but I love him. Jimmy Woo.
That's Jimmy Woo.
Yeah, I'm looking at him.
Woo, yeah.
Jimmy Woo, Randall Park. I like Randall Park. So yeah, he's there. And
they managed to hop into a helicopter because they're at the right place at the right time. Yeah.
First, Shang-Chi's father, who's the one who has the rings, saves his son, who starts to turn into a zombie, by giving him the rings. And I do not understand why the rings stop him turning into a zombie, but it is what it is.
Because it did.
They close off his arm, they squeeze his arm off.
I really thought they were going to chop off his arm, but I guess they couldn't do that and have him use the rings. So they didn't.
They're magic.
Yeah. Maybe is he only throwing 4 rings? Because doesn't the one have to stay there to keep the zombie?
No, I don't know. Don't ask.
I wondered that too. I just decided not to pay too close attention to it.
Okay.
His hand is black, and his hand remains black through the rest of the episode, right? Like it's not cured; it's just shut off.
It just stops it. Yeah, but that's why I'm thinking he must not be throwing the last ring. But yeah, I didn't look too far into it. Okay, so they get in the chopper, and he ends up giving Katie half the rings, like we said. Now, there's also this. Again, I don't remember a lot of their names.
Silver Samurai.
What is it?
That's Silver Samurai.
Silver Samurai. Well, that's not what he calls him though. Randall, Jimmy Woo
No,
calls him something else.
he calls him death dealer, death bringer.
He calls him Death Dealer.
But that's it's Silver Samurai from. But I know who it is. It's Silver Samurai. Was a member of the Foot Clan.
Okay.
But they call him Death Dealer throughout the entire.
Right. But that's like. But you gotta remember, we never hear Silver Samurai talk. Never says the name. Never. It's just what Jimmy calls him.
Okay.
He just calls him Death Dealer, but it's really Silver Samurai.
Got it.
All
right. So then there's this whole like Mad Max-esque scene in their cars when they're running around the desert. Which,
I love this. And I love
it. I'm not sure that it served a purpose, but I liked it. It's just them kind of, killing zombies and having fun. And
And I love they had this like Journey song. They were talking about it. And they do this like mass and they're still, it was pretty cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot until they get to where they're going.
Yeah,
which I see is New Orleans.
Yeah, the City on the Sea, New Orleans, right? I couldn't remember what it's called. And this guy here is the one that runs it.
It's Baron Zemo.
I didn't take note of that many notes. Okay, Zemo.
He's very generic. He's a generic white guy.
He's a generic white guy.
Well, he's a villain.
Yeah,
I know, but he's not distinctive. He's just a boring white guy who somehow.
Yeah, I mean, he ends up helping them after, but he basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call what he did helping. And the person to his,
or is it the other guy that's with him still later?
Huh?
Later on, whenever they get out of here, isn't it him that's still with them?
No, it's John. It's John Walker who's on his right.
Okay,
that's John Walker.
Okay, never mind. I thought the one on the right was the leader. Okay. Anyway, I'm never gonna remember their names, but anyway, they're like, you can't come in unless you have something for us, and they're like, we have cows, so they're gonna let them in the city, and then meanwhile, our other group is already there, and they get into the city, which they put underwater, which I'm not sure why it going under the water was really going to save them. But we find out after that they actually had no intention of being completely safe because they know that the zombies are down there. I keep going to say walkers. They know the zombies are down there and they've been feeding them. And he's feeding him the superheroes because
but there does seem to be like a king underwater, right? There's a
that was Namor.
Yeah, it's Namor. It's Namor who's from
Wakanda Forever.
But he's turned into a zombie, right? He's like the zombie king of the underwater.
Yeah, I think
I have a pit there. Their floating city, that's the Raft. That's the superhero prison.
They've taken over to convert it. Yeah.
Where was that? What was that in that you're talking about? What movie?
It's from DC. That's from DC. It's the superhero prison. Where
it's not from DC. It's from Marvel.
It can't be DC. They get
from Marvel. I mean from Marvel. Sorry.
It was in. We saw it. We saw it in which Avengers?
America?
So we saw it in Civil War when they put Cap and everybody in there.
That's what I said. That's the one in the newest Captain America.
No, it's in the.
Well, it's been in the movies a couple times, but we actually saw it.
I don't remember a lot of the original
in Civil War.
Okay. Well, anyway, he's going to feed him the superheroes because the superheroes are a pain in his butt.
Well, I mean, he's got this kind of thing where he's like, oh, they brought to protect us. I'll feed them outside so they protect us. I mean,
he's a Nazi.
I protect you by killing other people.
I don't think they're a pain in his butt, but it's been a scam from the jump.
It has been, but he purposely takes the superheroes because they're the only ones that'll fight back and resist him. So
but he doesn't want them to fight back. He wants to feed them to his.
Right. He's like, you want to protect people. You are protecting people. You're saving their lives by being eaten.
No, but it's not for them. It's what he's telling the random people in the house. He's like, oh, that's what they protect us. I don't even really know why he would take superheroes down there because you could more easily feed a less powered person to your if your goal is to be like, let me send a person out through the airlock so
Here's the other part of it, though.
Yeah, you don't give them the one that's
the raft is so impenetrable that there's really no need to feed anybody.
Yeah.
Well,
like the idea that they're being attacked and it's being broken is kind of not.
Well, no, it got broken from the inside because when he launches them out and Kamala puts them in the bubble, and then they get blasted back in because of
Yeah, they can't be from the outside. They're impenetrable. They only, yeah.
I mean, it's a prison to house superheroes.
It's impenetrable.
Well,
so anyway,
at any rate, they get out into the water.
That's
she
a cool picture.
In the bubble. Kamala does, and then they end up back in the prison again, and they fight them. Whoops, I went too far. And they fight the zombies, and they end up in an escape pod, only because Yelena stays behind and dies.
Oh, that was kind of sad, right?
It was very sad. And obviously Alexi.
Lots of sacrificing in the show.
There is a lot of sacrifice.
A lot of people. I mean, I think when she's not the first person. Like at this point, Mila has already, right? Has Mila already died?
Yep. Yeah, Mila.
Yeah, and the other ones that were there, they all died. Yeah.
When Yelena gives herself up, she's like the fourth or fifth person, I think, right? Yeah.
I was kind of surprised that they killed Yelena, but then that's why I said I realized in this show they just kill everybody, so you can't really. Nobody is at all is safe. It doesn't matter who they are; they're not safe. So then they head on their way to New Asgard, and
we don't even know what that is. New Asgard has been
No, this isn't New Asgard. This is first when we flip to hear the story of what happened with.
With Spider with them.
Look at that one. He's got his head in that
Ant-Man
guy. Scott Lang's head.
Scott Lang.
From the beginning, I was like, wait, Scott Lang's head. He looks like Mysterio, kind of.
No,
he kind of does look like Mysterio.
Doctor Strange's
or Mechar. Yeah,
he's got Doctor Strange's cape.
Yes, he does. But I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait, what? Do I have to go back and watch this again? Like, to me,
that's why I just watched a recap.
And I think it didn't help you. That was not. This has no precedent, right?
Yeah, this is just showing the other group of people, and we get to hear what happened to Spider-Man.
No, I mean, did Scott Lang wind up in a glass jar at the end of the last episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember it.
So, God, I'm so bad with names.
And there's Spidey, and there's
we're
already seeing like this, like Black Panther fighting Thanos.
Okay, that's not Black Panther. Okay. So they in the meantime are fighting Thanos, who has
Zombie Thanos,
sorry, who has 5 of the Infinity Stones. And I'm I guess stupid because I don't know why I did not realize, and I knew this, but like it wasn't computing that the gauntlet had 6 stones, not 5, because I kept looking at it and thinking it's already got a yellow stone. What the hell? And I forgot that there was
it's like the Mind Stone, the Soul.
They have the Mind Stone that they got from Vision, and they need to not let him get it. And they end up, Black Panther ends up knocking out open. And there's also this part here with Thor and God, what is it with me today?
Rocket and Groot.
Anyway, everybody but Thor gets killed. He does not. We don't know this yet, but we think all 3 gets killed. But Black Panther ends up knocking Thanos down into the earth where the
Vibranium.
I'm sorry. Oh my God, it's too late at night. Where the vibranium is.
Yeah.
This is why I usually take notes.
Then it blows and
it blows up. Yeah. So Thanos is for now gone. But so is Black Panther. So all that is left is the 2 of them, and they are brought into the Doctor Strange, whatever you call it, their area by I remember that the Centaur was there, but I don't remember who he is, but I remember
it's a Minotaur.
Minotaur, not Centaur. I'm sorry, Minotaur. Duh.
So
Minotaur.
I got a pic that I uploaded because I wanted to show you guys this real quick. During the fight with Thanos, there is a little cameo during the fight. If it would come on. you guys see Uatu?
Oh yeah, up in the
Up in the clouds.
Look at him. The Watcher is watching. Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah.
that's cool.
Okay,
No, I
you can
didn't
put it
know
back
that.
now, Jamie.
Okay, well, you have to unshow what you.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Yeah, that's cool. And
Yeah.
he can't be trusted, right? That he wouldn't change stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You only did that once
Yeah.
or twice.
So they are going to fight with them there. And let's see, she talks to Alexei and everything. And then they go to, this is where they go to New Asgard, where Valkyrie is.
Where New Asgard seems to be not what they were expecting when they get there, because
Yeah, they're just having revels, and Valkyrie's like, you can't come in. And Khonshu gets them in by saying, hey, I'm going, because she says it's for gods only. And he's like, what the hell, man?
I mean, and again, that was cool, but again, I don't love that Blade is really Khonshu and not really Blade, right? Like I get they can't make it like Moon Knight, whatever, but I wish Blade could be Blade. Like, why is Blade not whatever?
Because that's some of the fun, Karen, of alternate universes. Things don't go the same way.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so they're going in. They're going to the big feast that Valkyrie's having.
Yeah. And there's Khonshu coming out. So yeah, they go to this feast and they find out, we really didn't mention Scarlet Witch before now. Scarlet Witch was in it earlier at some point.
Well, she's only been in Kamala's dreams.
Yeah, she wasn't in very much, but she's the Queen of the Dead. And so they're having their feast here. The Lex
and Thor's inert.
I think there's Thor. Thor is like in pain because of his friends dying and isn't doing anything. But they find out from her coming out, not just from Valkyrie, but that Scarlet Witch is there, and she appears to be human. And I thought maybe they cured her. I was like, what the hell? But no, she has somehow used her magic to control her thoughts and can look human. But it's still a zombie. That's the one thing to me that's like kind of confusing about these stories.
She's not a zombie. She's not a zombie. She's a human.
She's still Queen of the Dead.
Oh, she's a zombie.
She's a zombie. She's just like turning it off or whatever, so they can't see it with her magic. She's
glamoring.
Yeah, she's glamoring them basically.
She's absolutely.
And that's the part that it kind of confuses me about the story, because like the zombies have brains, like they retain their powers, they retain an ability to think, which is a little confusing to me, but it is what it is. But yeah, she wants Kamala to join her, but really she just wants to turn everybody into zombies because she's the Queen of the Dead and she's been lying to them.
Maybe.
Yeah, because at first she's like, oh no, I'm just trying to help everybody. But then you find out that she has glamored all their food and it's all zombie body parts or maybe human.
Yeah, but it's to turn them into the army that she needs. Like she keeps telling Kamala, like,
but an army to defeat what? Like
she says, look, I'm sorry I had to trick them, but I need an army, right? Like I mean, there's a chance that maybe she thinks she's right and she might want to, do a thing that we might care about, right? She's
right.
She thinks she's the champion of the story right now.
Right. But
she could be, maybe, right? I don't know.
Well, then you find out that she wants an army of the dead and that she has been feeding everybody glamored food that was actually zombie body parts or infected body parts, whatever. And
but I would say that she feels like she's met a last resort and this is all she can do.
Really? You think that Scarlet Witch is still good in there?
Yes, I think that what she says to Kamala in this episode is she's like, look, I'm trying and I didn't want to do that, but I have no choice. I need an army and this is how
How did you feel, AJ? Because I thought
how did you buy that crock of shit?
I didn't buy it.
I'm not saying I think it's the right decision. I'm saying that's what she decided. She's like, I'm sorry, but I need to mobilize these allies.
She's not. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, she's not sorry because her whole goal. We don't know yet who she needs the army against. But her whole goal, because she's the Queen of the Dead, she's the ruler of the world. She's not going to let somebody else is preventing her from doing that.
Kamala that because she needs Kamala.
Yeah.
But she's turned, because the thing is when they first get into Asgard, Valkyrie says that, they don't have to worry about the zombies. They're fine in this place behind the walls. But now
well, you knew that was
gods, now all the gods are turning into zombies. Now, I was a little confused by this. I thought it meant that Alexei ate his own fingers. I was a little like, what?
No, he said I ate a lot of fingers.
Okay, because he didn't turn right away, which to me was confusing. But
because he hasn't been eating it as long as the rest of them.
I guess so, yeah. But they're all, so they all start fighting each other. And there is where that guy dies. And I forget who all makes it out of here. I forget who all dies, but some of them don't make it out. Some of them do.
Shang-Chi, Katie, and Jimmy Woo, and Blade.
They all make it out. Okay. But they're going to a ship because they need to get in a ship in order to use the transmitter to send out the signal to Nova Corps. Yeah. And I didn't have a picture of it here. I thought I did. But they go to get on, and that's when they find out that Alexei is infected and turns into a zombie. But Kamala uses her power to get rid of him. And Thor is actually who saves them because he distracts Scarlet Witch so they can get in there. And Kamala's like, you have to come with us. You're an Avenger, and you're the last Avenger. And he's like, no, you are. And
he says she's like, you're the last Avenger. He's like, no, you are now. That was kind of
it was
hard,
kind of
but it doesn't
nice little passing torch.
It doesn't mean you won't see some more zombies in the form, right? Avengers zombies either, but he's right.
He's the last alive Avenger, she meant. But yes. But so he protects them to get them there. They go up into the ship. They put it, and she uses her tech to send out the signal to Nova Corps. And then they find out, oh shit, Nova Corps has known it this whole time, and Nova Corps is stopping them from leaving the solar system. And it says that their planet's been quarantined, so basically we're not helping you. We're keeping the rest of the universe safe and and start shooting.
Yeah,
and that's where it ends.
So I kind of blame them and don't blame them. Like on the one hand, like Nova, you could totally stop the virus, maybe. On the other hand, like we're gonna quarantine you guys and not let you
destroy the rest of the universe. Yeah.
Well, okay, but not let you leave. Like destroy the universe, yes, but not you. Like, I mean, we don't really know if Nova Corps is doing it because it's the right thing to do or because they can do it, right?
Yeah, taking it at face value, though. I mean, they could have rescued them, and it would have been fine, but they don't. They start shooting at them, and this goes into the 4th episode. And the ship breaks up, and at first Kamala is able to float them down in her orb, but then eventually they all start falling. But they go back through portals into Kamar-Taj again, and are saved by Spider-Man and the others. So a few of them make it out, and they're trying to figure out what to do. And then this is where they hear about Scarlet Witch and the Hulk, like what's going on right now, which is basically that the Hulk, in order to stop Thanos, what he did was they needed somebody who could take all the stones into their body is what they needed.
Yeah, which he did, like he did in the early part of when we saw it earlier.
Well, we knew that Bruce as the Hulk could wear the gauntlet. But in this case, he like in kind of took it, made it part of him because that didn't happen to me, right? He wore the gauntlet.
He's basically absorbing all the energy from the explosion.
And he's like a super energy Hulk, and they're like, we can't go near him because, and she's like, no, I gotta go. This is the only chance, right? But the idea you can't go near him makes a lot of sense to me until later when everybody comes for him.
Yeah, they need to protect him from Scarlet Witch. There's also a cool shot.
And I think they say, like, if she touches him, it'll be all over, right?
Yeah, they can't let her get the powers, is the point.
Right. And now we know why she needed an army.
Yes, because of.
And although, to be fair, the army is, like, decimated in seconds once they get there.
I don't know about seconds. I mean, that's a pretty lengthy. The entire episode is a fight.
You know what I mean. It's decimated very quickly. Kamala's upset that she feels like she's leading everybody to their death, but he's like, we're all willingly going with you. Shang-Chi. And yeah, they're going to go protect Hulk. It's like the last stand, right?
Yeah.
So there's the zombie army there, and Scarlet Witch. And there's like you said, a very, very lengthy battle between all of them. And eventually Scarlet Witch, I took pictures of the hordes and stuff.
Cool. It's very cool.
Eventually Scarlet does get to the Hulk and starts taking his powers, but she needs Kamala. Now, I did not understand why she needed Kamala's powers. That part I still don't quite get. But she's trying to
I don't get that part yet either.
She's trying to brainwash Kamala into thinking, which apparently worked on Karen, into thinking that she wants to save everybody.
Yeah.
And and Kamala's like, no, my friends died. They can't have died for nothing. And then she brings all their zombie versions out. And eventually she does touch Kamala and start taking her powers. But in the meantime, I think Shang-Chi gets killed, right? Okay, first Thor comes, zombie Thor comes. There's more to the fight.
Oh,
yeah, there's where Shang-Chi gets bit. Yeah. But yeah, eventually
Blade gets eviscerated.
Oh yeah, Blade gets eviscerated.
Well, yeah, he gets eviscerated by Thor. Thor kills Blade.
Yes. Sorry, like I said, I didn't take tons of pictures at this time. Because there was 4 episodes. I'm like, I can't take that many. But eventually she tricks Kamala into taking her hand and giving her powers. And then Kamala wakes up, we think. We don't know at this point what's going on. She comes to, and she's back in the real world with Riri and Kate. And you don't know what the hell's going on. It's like it never happened. And yeah, for a moment, I was kind of like, okay, what's going on?
Maybe it's a reset. Maybe it's a reset back to.
Yeah, at this point, I did think maybe I was wrong, and she was,
Wanda even says everything's reset. Like when she touching the Hulk and Kamala at the same time, she's she says, and everything old is new again.
Yeah, but it's all an illusion. I mean, it's none of it's real. Yeah, so it looks like everybody's safe and there's no zombies, but Kamala ends up seeing behind into the real world where the zombies are because Riri has hacked it. So we know Riri's actually alive. She's the only, we didn't know that. She survived.
Well, that's the thing. We didn't see her die. No body, no dead.
Right. So she hacked whatever it is, Scarlet Witch's magic.
Whatever, yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how she hacked it, if it's magic, but she hacked it, and it allows Kamala to see what's really going on for a split second, and then
that's the end.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" I didn't hear anything about a season 2. I thought this was the only thing.
So they're hoping for. It has not been renewed yet. They're hoping for a season 2. It's gonna depend on viewership. If the numbers
season 2, I thought
they already have a blueprint of what second season's going to be. It's just a matter. It's up to Disney, and according to Disney, it's up to us. The more people that watch it, they'll get a season 2. If nobody watches it, no season 2.
Okay, fair.
Right.
Well, that's as long as it comes back, that's fine. If it doesn't, then it's kind of like, what was the point of that? I feel like because
Jamie, not for nothing. How many shows that we've watched that have gotten canceled after one season?
I know. But like I said,
what was the point of the peripheral?
I thought they had made it with the intent of not making another one. I didn't realize they had intended another one. That's a little different. I mean, I prefer them put money into making a new Shield, but it is what it is.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get more. Maybe we won't. We hope. Let me ask you, AJ, is any of this the story from the comics or no?
There's lots of different stories. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I have a feeling. I think they just made up their own shit.
Yeah, maybe. And I was going to say, there was something at the beginning of the second episode, which I wondered if it was meant to be an Easter egg, and I wrote it down, but I didn't take a picture of it. Whenever, oh, geez, I told you, I am like, I don't know, I'm worse today than I normally am. Katie, whenever Katie is with Shang-Chi in the beginning, there's like a huge bird. And I wondered if that was supposed to be like an Easter egg from Little Mermaid, because it totally looked like Scott.
It was like a big seagull. Yeah.
She played a seagull in Little Mermaid. That's why I think it was meant to be an Easter egg for that.
I don't know.
That was kind of funny.
I mean, I didn't notice it, but at any rate.
Well, no, that's what it was a seagull. You're right. But that's what she played in Little Mermaid, is the seagull. All right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we've gone through all 4 episodes. We went pretty quick, but I think
yeah. Well, that's fine because they were short episodes and they're animated. It's not a huge deal. It's
I think we covered everything with that.
Yeah. All right.
So next week we have Wayward 5 and 6, and we'll have the new Invasion as well. And hopefully pick up some more traffic after the fact here. Tonight was a slow night, but thank you everybody. If you watched, whether you watched live or you watched after, we appreciate it. Please make sure you like the video, hype it if you can, subscribe to SciFi Vision on YouTube, and we will be back Sunday at 11:30 for our Daryl Dixon show. And maybe some other new stuff soon too. So keep watching and make sure you join Discord for our schedule. You guys have anything else to add?
Nope.
Good night, Doc.
Good night.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
And everybody else.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Hopefully he's still there. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, people. Bye.
Bye-bye.